Bosh, squeeze your neck, we're back. And today I'm with my new mate, Jay Astana. We practiced that name, so I hope I got it right.
There we go.
We settled on
It's
Jay.
a letter, but you know.
We settled on Jay rather than your full name, but there you go. We'll make it work. But where are we today, mate?
Thursday.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thursday. Very good. He's hitting me with that already. This is going to be a good one, I can see. So, just for context, guys, I think this might be a funny one because my guy is, well, we met once before, right?
Yeah.
And it was one of them ones where, you know, you feel like you've known someone forever. And we had a laugh. We definitely spoke about some subjects that were inappropriate, that we can't speak about on camera.
I mean, we can try, but there is
You
a
can
point
try.
where...
I don't want to get cancelled, bro.
that's not fair. I don't want to get cancelled. You're coming with me. If I'm getting cancelled,
We get cancelled together.
you come along. Right. Ask me a question in the podcast, guy.
What's your favourite colour?
That's a hard one because it's always been green.
Oh, man.
But then
This is
I
starting
was...
terrible.
When I was asking this question on dating apps, it really changed based on what I thought the other girl might like me to say.
Well, this is probably an issue. If you're on dating apps, I can pick your favourite colour, bro. Fuck's sake, this is not a dating app.
That's what they asked me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But if
It's
listen,
Bumble. Bumble, they're crap. And Bumble, they're like, hello, how was your week?
You're dealing with some
Or,
straight alley cats, bro. You need to
Mate,
mate.
you've been on apps, right?
No comment.
So when you were on apps,
No, never. What?
you were never on Bumble. All right. So on Bumble, here's been my thing. Bumble is my biggest success.
Okay.
But then they took away Girls Speak First, and it just became Tinder again.
Right. So, explain to me biggest success. What does that entail?
Biggest success would be like actually meeting up with women.
Are you married?
Nah,
I'd say it's
fucking
an
hell.
epic failure then.
Yeah, that'd
wouldn't
be.
you?
I'm married and I've been trying to meet these women outside of my marriage.
I'd say it was an epic failure. It didn't work, did it? Jesus.
They always
Well,
do my
let's
wife.
introduce you, man, before we go on too much of a tangent, because this might be one of them episodes where we upset a few people here. But Turtle Massage is your brand, right, mate?
That's it. Yep, turtle massage.
Yep, and that's
Yep.
how we met. I had,
Yeah.
well, we knew about 1 million friends in common, didn't
common.
we? But I had what did I have? I had massage, cupping, all the
Yeah,
exes
the
with you.
sports massage. His body's mashed. Just years of combat sports will do
But I'm
that
still
to
young
him.
and beautiful. You
Yeah,
told
yeah.
me.
I mean, like, look at you.
Don't look
He's
a
on
day over
Bumble,
40,
everyone.
Yeah, no, he ain't on Bumble, everyone.
Oh no, he's on Fields.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Does he
I've
not?
heard of Tinder and Bumble. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know.
That's it.
How old are you?
You're married, right?
No comment. No,
Alright.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not married. Definitely not. Any single Adrians out there, hit me up.
No. I'm 30. I'll be 33 soon.
Oh, you're a young buck.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
younger than
What are
me.
you?
Well, even though I know I look 21, I'm actually 34.
Ah, damn. All right, that's it. We're catching up. So, how you've been training martial arts ages as well, right?
Martial arts in total, yeah. I was a boxer as a teenager, so and since that, and then I found jiu-jitsu. I started jiu-jitsu 24, so 10 years deep now, almost 20.
So you did it from 14 till 24 boxing.
So go back even further. I did a bit of Muay Thai when I was like 10 to 11.
Yeah.
And then I started boxing properly when I was about 17.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah.
And then jiu-jitsu from 24, and then you dropped boxing.
I never felt like I stopped. I just kind of faded. Do you know what I mean? I still train boxing now. Do you know what I mean? But
When you
that's
say
like-
faded, like you got punched out so much that you stopped, or
that's not what I said now, is it, Mr. Turtle Massage over there?
you said faded.
With your
Faded means
slick-
like
with your slick hoodie on over there, thinking he owns the joint. Look at it. No, that's not what happened, bro. I just found jiu-jitsu and I kind of, did my thing and faded into jiu-jitsu.
There
I
we
still
go.
train boxing now.
No, fair. You like touching men more than punching men, I see. So.
How much longer we got on this fucking episode? You do it for a living, bro. You rub men down. I came in, I first met him, I
Well.
was expecting like take your t-shirt off, I'll strip down, take your pants off.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
What do you mean you're going to wear those shorts? Take them off.
Yeah, I was like,
Boxers.
whoa, gee. Tried to give me like one of them, what do they call that, a jock strap? I was like, I ain't wearing that, bro. Listen,
Oh, it's those little triangles, right?
there you go, G-string they call
That's
it.
the
I
one.
think. Jesus Christ.
Easier access.
Right, so, Jesus Christ, mate. All right, tell us how you got into massage, mate, and then we're going your martial.
So-
I asked the question, you're asking me a question.
Sorry. So I got into jiu-jitsu when I was 23, and I really got into it. And this guy called Owen, one of my good mates, he left like a year after we started. He used to keep putting me in triangles, and I used to do a thing where I would get into a triangle so I could pass his guard because I didn't know how to pass guard. And then in that, I really injured my neck, and I went everywhere. I went to osteopaths, I went to massage therapists, I went to you name it, and it was shit. It was shit, I couldn't get my neck to fix. I couldn't look behind me. I thought, when you think you're crippled for life,
Yeah.
that was the feeling I had. And it was like a dread. And so I went online, as you do, and I looked up Mike Tyson videos of him doing neck strength. And I started doing that, and my neck got better. So I was like, rather than pay so many people so much money to do nothing for me, I wanted to help fellow athletes. Then I started the course, but then I put it on the back burner for ages. I never kind of got around to doing it.
What was the course, mate? What course?
It's just like this one, which is like...
We'll take a picture of us
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So it's a diploma in sports massage.
Yeah, but it's called BYS, which was always like bullshit university in my head.
Okay.
And I was like, it's the worst name, but it's the cheapest course. So I got that done, and the course was horrendous. Like, realistically, if anyone's watching and wants to go into sports massage, don't go with these guys. I would say go to a uni and get like a proper qualifications for it, because you have a lot more practical work. So when I saw how little practical experience I had, I went with Paul Jarman. He's Back to Basics Massage, wicked guy. He really helped me, pointed me in the right direction, gave me a bit of like, I don't know, just gave me a direction to go towards. So I went to a lot of BJJ competitions and I massaged people for free. Because I knew they
that
were,
guy. You was the creepy guy.
I was there.
Like, take your shirt off. Come here, let me rub your back.
I got in there. So massage these guys. It must have given about 500 hours for free. I was working Polaris. I did Battle Grapple. I did all of them. And then I thought I had a good grounding, and I opened up my business and started touching people for a profession.
Then you start getting paid for rubbing people down instead. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But to be fair, that's like we're kind of dicking about and stuff. But that's the way to do it in terms of jiu-jitsu. It's a big enough world, but it's a small enough world as well, isn't it? Like once you start diving in, like you know a lot of people, then you start meeting people.
People will see you, like they'll be like, "Oh, you're the guy that jiu-jitsu massage," and I'll be like, "Yeah." When I got known as that guy, I could branch out, and then gyms would be happy for me to do it. Before it was like, who are you? Mm-hmm. Why should I come to you? You can train all you like, but if you don't have a reputation in something, people won't trust you.
Yeah, it's the old saying, isn't it? It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, and that's what it was. It was just nepotism at the end of it. Like when you trained long enough, you can just be like, "Coach, can I massage you?" If your coach has a big enough reach, you're in.
You're the guy.
Yeah.
And it's a good place to be, isn't it? Is to be like the word of mouth guy that everyone goes to.
It is, but then also social media. I recently got flagged on my my turtle massage one because I like trolling my mates. So I was just like, my mate put up a video. He like got an arm bar or something. I was like, "Mate, I'll break your stupid fucking arm." Oh no, I said I'll break your arm. And then later my Instagram was like, threw me out, and I was like, what have I done? So I went over all of the comments that's been flagged. It's like, "I'll beat you up, I'll bite your ear off." Oh.
That's quite, I was going to say, break your arm's quite tame for you, isn't it?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. So I need to not troll on this account. So now I have my separate account.
So you got like, special account for...
Yeah, where I control people. Because it's like, I misunderstood how to use Instagram as a business rather than Instagram as a plaything.
So tip of the day, kids, if you've got a business account, don't tell people you're going to beat them up on it.
Make another account for that.
That's it.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Because, all right, this is what happens. If you're a business account and you make comments that help people in the field that you're in, people will follow you. So I was taking that at the start, but then I'd have so many mates who are also like PTs and fighters, and I'd make funny comments and get lots of likes and lots of follows. So I became the guy who would say dumb shit.
Right.
But that isn't the way to grow a business.
Probably not. No. But this is only goes for public messages, because if my DMs was exposed, I mean, I'd be finished, bro.
That's it. So right now, I've been watching loads of YouTube. It's like how to grow your Instagram and be an influencer and sell your courses. You need to have your every time someone sends you a meme and you open it and you look at it, Instagram logs that as your interested thing. So when you post something that is massage and helping, it will only recommend you out to the post that you're looking at. So if all of your DMs are like, oh, this is a meme about someone giving a middle finger, you'll be shown to people that also like other people giving them the middle finger. So you have to, your Instagram needs to be almost like sacred, like a temple. So all of your search needs to be just like massage or recovery or
All right,
stretching.
okay.
And like if you opened my Explorer page when I hadn't sorted it out,
So yeah, it was like full of like African blokes showing their feet. Yeah. That's why your business weren't working.
It was just the thousands and thousands of memes that I viewed, which weren't so good.
But I find as well, it's if you know you get them weird things pop up in your search page.
Yeah.
Even if you click on them, it floods them with you.
Yeah.
And like they're like like it could be something. What was it that was on mine? It was like someone with like a deformed hand. Something that pops up.
Oh yeah, it goes like that, and then the other person goes like that,
and
it's
then
like
before you know it, you've got people with like missing limbs and like half a face on your feed, and you're like, bro, this ain't what I signed up for.
This is not what I like.
No.
I swear I'm not that bad.
I promise. Yeah, I promise.
At one stage, me and my friends really got into sending each other memes where you're doing something normal. Like there was a guy punching pads, and then he'd go like this, and he'd punch him with his crotch.
Yeah.
And then everything became that, and I was like,
Just a slippery slope.
yeah. And then I was like, I opened my feed in front of my sister one day, and I was just like,
whoa!
yeah. I was just trying to,
a friend. Yeah. Whoa.
So now I've got my Instagram like segmented. I've got turtle massage, business, professional, make nice comments like you look beautiful, you're a very good man. I've got my trolling one, which is just like, you're a cock, I'll kill you. And then I've got my other ones that are like coming up. So you have to keep your Instagram clean. Like if any advice I can give you, if you're a business and you're starting an Instagram, make sure you don't flood it with wrong stuff.
Otherwise, you'll end up like you on,
on
Bumble with all the alley cats. Yeah, I got you. I hear you.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm not on dating apps anymore. I've given that up.
Why? What's happened? No.
So now it's about finding.
You're looking for the one, is it?
No. It's looking for the one, and it's also like finding a person in real life. I think I got.
Hang on a minute.
Whoa.
What do you mean? You don't want an imaginary girlfriend anymore?
No more making up that I've got this hot Canadian girlfriend.
Yeah.
I have to find one.
Lucinda's not around anymore. She just moved.
Lucinda. Why couldn't she have just been called Lucy or Gemma?
Lucinda's better. Like, we could have called her Lusty Lucy if you want. You know.
Lusty Lucy is no more.
No more.
She just left me.
That's
she left
it.
me for
So
a
when
guy.
people see you walking along the street talking to yourself now, what do you put it down to?
I put it down to just like
Mental illness?
Yeah, man. Sometimes it's my inner monologue that just gets out.
Okay.
So I seem more like sophisticated.
But
really, I need to stop talking to myself and talk to women.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
What would be your best advice to approach like real life, like actual females? In the manosphere.
Firstly, before I answer here, get in the comments, guys, because this is going to be fire. This motherfucker's asking me advice on dating. Well, okay, from what angle are we talking about? Are we talking?
Okay, cool. So, like, where's the best place to approach a girl?
Well, here's the thing, right? For me, I should be saying this, isn't it? So, bit of context. I've qualified to be a personal trainer when I was 19, right? So I've been around gyms the whole time.
Right.
Now,
but you're not going to date your clients, because that's just playing with fire.
Well, that's a different story. I wasn't even going there. Whoa, bro, take it down. Chill out, Bernard. But if you're in gyms when you're 19 to sort of 25, that's your dance floor. That's your disco, son. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's filled with young girls that, it's party time, right? Now, I'm not trying to sound like a creep, but like I was some lady killer or anything. That's not the sort. But you know what I'm saying? Like that was you know.
Yeah, the hot 40-year-old mum, you're like, I'm 19.
Well, the gym was my Serengeti and I was a lion. Yeah?
I'm sorry.
Not in reality.
Stalking your prey.
Mind, every now and then you see a gazelle with a limp, right? Listen. Yeah? You understand?
I see. You get them when they're down.
Well, hey, yo. Fucking, this is my show, bro. No, but you know what I'm saying? That was like my demographic, if you like. I'm not saying I was all successful. I'm not saying I was some lady killer. Not in the slightest.
Right.
But you get what I'm saying, right? That was my nightclub. Because I used to go out and stuff. I don't drink. I stopped drinking when I was young, all that kind of business.
That's another story in itself. I'm going to ask you about that later.
Whose show is this?
It's our show now.
I got you. Very good. We come back.
We're squeezing each other's necks.
There you go. All right. But when you get past that age, things get a bit squirrely because very fast, you can't. You're the old creepy guy if you start talking to these young 20-year-old, 22-year-old women.
But when
in
okay,
the gym.
what is the age limit where you're the creepy guy, and so if you look a certain way, so me and my mates, we went to Bournemouth,
Right.
and we were all 32 at this stage. They told me, they're like, Jay, we're gonna say we're 26, and you're gonna
So
say
you're already in the creepy zone.
Yeah,
I gotta
no, no,
stop you.
and
I
I
gotta
was,
stop-
and he was like, you're gonna say you're 28, and I was like, no, I'm 32. I'm gonna be 32. If you
Yeah.
guys are saying you're 26, I'm gonna be that strange guy that's hanging out with 26-year-olds.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, these guys are not. So I watched my mate go up to these group of young girls, like, couldn't have been older than 22.
Okay.
They
I
were
wonder
young.
when I was going. You said young girls.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
how young?
So we're looking at 18. We're looking at 18 to 22-year-old group of girls.
Too young.
He goes over. He says, "I'm 26." They're like, "No, you're fucking not." And I'm just like, I don't know how to help
So
him.
now you've been caught by young girls lying about your age.
Yeah,
You're,
yeah.
you're
And
a
I'm
double
just
creep.
like, what are you doing? Like, you don't look 26.
How old did he look, the fella?
To be fair, he'd look about 20, 28, 29,
Yeah.
edging to 30.
Alright.
He shouldn't be doing that because it just looks stupid.
Yeah.
Because they were dressed like London boys. Like, if you can think of like a finance bro, think of a finance bro. He was dressed like that in Bournemouth, and in Bournemouth, they're not about that life.
Is that right? I don't know.
Yeah, so he's approaching these girls and trying to like talk to them. It didn't go well, and it was just, I could see that they were like, this is the creepy old guy that's trying to flirt with us. So I think you become the creepy old guy at 26, 27 if you're approaching young girls. But if you're like 40, then you're fucked. Then you're
it's
like,
just sad.
then it's sad.
Yeah, it's
and if
sad.
you're in the area with all of these, but then it's like they do that. They go through a divorce, and then these old guys turn up.
Yeah.
But they need to have a bit of like,
Oh man.
you need to have a lot.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Yeah,
son. Listen,
yeah.
You flash a bit of money around. Hey,
Get into a big car,
Yo.
and they're like, oh my god.
yo, forget it. But it's a certain type of girl. But like you touched on it there, 25 and over and 25 and under.
Yeah.
You're in your own separate categories. After 25, it kind of evens out a little bit. But
Yeah,
below
yeah.
that, you're like, hey. If you're 30, how old are you, 33?
33,
If
yeah.
you're a 33-year-old man trying to pull a 22-year-old, it's like, yo.
But the thing is, like that's the other case, right? There's women do like older men. Like whenever I've spoken to women here, especially in like massage and stuff, they're always looking for someone that's older and a lot more. Once they're past a certain age, they're looking for a younger guy. But once they're say between the ages of 25 to 35, they want someone that's slightly older.
Right, okay.
That can
more mature, looks
more,
after them.
Yeah, more mature, looks after themselves, and is also like quite masculine. But they don't. A lot of them don't also want to be. They don't want to be told what to do, but they also want to be looked after and to be guided. So it's sometimes they're stuck in what they want to what they get, and then they get a guy that doesn't tell them what to do, but then he doesn't take charge, and then it's like they don't know where they stand anymore.
Right.
And then they get unattracted to him, and then they look around for another alpha man. They get one, and then they're like, he's so controlling and I don't like him. And then it's back to being single.
So what I'm hearing from you is what you see on women, his view, not mine, is that women like the idea of an alpha male, but really they want some kind of flouncy pussy guy that they can boss around.
No, they don't. They don't want the flouncy pussy guy, and they don't want a really alpha that they can't control.
But that's what I'm saying. Sorry, they want. It's like the grass is greener. When they're with one, they want the other, and then it switches, and they're playing that game. Is that
You know
what
what
I'm
they
hearing?
really want is they want. It's like when you read female literature or watch rom-coms and stuff.
That'd be never, but yes, please.
Yeah,
carry
yeah,
on.
you do. Fuck
Carry,
you.
carry on, please. That would be never.
When
but carry
we watched the rom-com together,
on. Sitting there holding hands. Fuck off! Get off me.
I'm him.
Yeah.
So this is what I see. It's the Dorian Gray thing. He's a billionaire. He's really good at like sex, and he's gonna tie you up. But then you're this like woman that can like tame him, and now he's yours. And no, he won't go for any other women because.
That's damaged good women, though, right? That's damaged goods. That's a woman with daddy issues. No.
But you think that, but it's also it's I think it's human nature to want someone to look after you, right? But as a guy, you also have to take charge and do a lot of things that are quite old school for them to think that you're an old school gentleman. But then you can't do things that are old school, like ask them to make you a sandwich and like put your feet up on the desk and never ever help with the baby and stuff. You have to be both soft and hard at the same time and have that weird balance, which if it ever shifts too much, they'll be like, I'm done.
Damn, that sounds like a fucking... So basically advice from Jay today is stay single and avoid women. Jesus Christ, bro.
I would say you should find someone, but you also need to like know you have to be, you can't be too soft, and you can't be too hard on them. But if someone comes to, if someone's attacking them, or if someone's about to say something, you have to be like, don't you talk to my woman like that, you. Yeah.
You old so-and-so, you.
Yeah, I'll give you some of this. So,
See, well, you've confused me. I mean, I'm fucking done with women at this point, right? I mean, I'm going to walk home like dribbling.
No, I think you'll be fine because you've got that nice balance of like, you can be nice, but also you can fight. I think men who fight normally have a good standing because girls know that they're not a pussy, but they're also not like an angry man all the time. But a guy who can't fight,
that might be where I'm going wrong because I'm angry man.
Yeah, that's it. Just like, fucking touch
I mean,
me.
you should have seen me on the way here with the road rage, bro. I mean, I can't drive down the road without it. You want to see an angry man get in the car with me?
Yeah, that's why I cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you'd fucking infuriate me. If I see you cycling, I'm pulling you off that fucking bike. This is a martial arts podcast and we're talking about his advice on women.
Well, as a single man.
Still single, yes? Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. As long as I know.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying to figure out who I like, because I thought I liked pretty, but with pretty came its own bag of stuff that
Pretty's
I was.
a problem. Pretty can be a problem.
Pretty.
So what are you in the market for, like a fat ugly bird now? Is that what's going on? Is that what I'm hearing?
You know what? I'm in the market for someone that has changed from, like they started off kind of chubby. They developed a personality. They got like their shit together.
And now they're pretty.
And now they're like, not pretty, not like they're so pretty that they can just do whatever.
Now they're just like a mid-level munter.
Yeah, they're coming up. They're coming up.
Like ugly duckling, but still a bit ugly.
Yeah, still a little bit
like
ugly.
Ugly duck now.
Yeah,
not
ugly.
duckling.
Oh, fucking hell. I would like an ugly duck.
Ugly duck.
Yeah.
There you go. Shout out to all the ugly ducks out there. My boy Jay's available. And he
I'm
can
here.
massage you.
And my favourite colour is green.
Well, we'll work on that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
What's your
Well,
favourite
green's
colour?
just a bit of a feminine kind of
What do you mean that's a feminine colour? It's fucking
Well,
earth.
it's like borderline.
earthly. Like,
it's like borderline, isn't it? It's like I'm
Money's
not really
green
a man.
in America.
I'm not really a man,
So,
but I like green.
pink,
you know?
fuck you.
Well, do you know what I'm saying? It's like
What do you want then?
Huh?
Blue.
Blue,
Blue,
motherfucker. Blue.
Nah, blue shit.
No. Whoa,
Blue's-
whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. So we're going to go on to another topic straight off this. I wrote a book about psychology and psychological games to play with your dates. So girls love this stuff. Girls, shout out.
Hang on. Whoa. You just hit me with, I wrote a book. Hang on. Stop.
I've written many books,
Hang
but
on,
you know,
hang on.
I'll get to them.
You're an author too. We'll put that in
Yeah,
the
oh,
description.
mate.
That'll get
Yeah,
extra views.
sticks and
Well done.
stones
Very
there,
good.
yeah, come on.
Okay. We'll put the links to your book in the description.
Yeah. So you got.
Sorry,
it's called-
stop. Sorry, I'll keep cutting you off. How many books you got?
I've got 4 books. So
Okay.
I've got Old School Riz, which is what we're going to talk about now.
All right. Brilliant.
There's Pull or Play, which is a create your own adventure book for a guy going through a dating app and trying to find love. Then there is Sticks and Stones, which is coming out on 30th September for self-defense for kids.
Okay.
And then there's just like a little, then there's Dream Club, which I wrote with the kids I worked with in primary school when they were having nightmares over COVID.
Okay.
So Old School Riz. The psychological game is basically called The Cube, and you make them imagine a cube in their head. So I'll play with you.
Okay.
So I'd like you to shut your eyes. I'm going to punch
I don't play
I'll
anymore.
punch you.
All right, I'll close my eyes.
All right, so in your mind,
Uh-huh.
imagine a cube.
Yep.
How big is the cube?
Am I thinking about or answering?
Yeah, you're thinking about it and
Yeah.
you're telling me what you see in your mind.
I mean, it's about the size of a tennis ball, but cube-shaped.
Okay, nice. And is it see-through? Is it opaque? Or is it...
It's blue.
It's blue. Okay, yeah, I got it. That's coming next.
Right. What you asked me, bro? You wouldn't lie.
Is it see-through?
No.
Okay, it's a solid blue What blue is it? Is it like a dark blue or is it like
Royal blue, yeah.
royal blue? Nice, manly. Oi.
That's it. Top geezer I am.
All right. Okay. So where is it in conjunction to the floor? Is it floating? Is it
Yeah, it's floating. It's right on my eye line.
right on your eye line? Okay, cool. And then last thing, if you take a ladder, where would you place it on the cube to get to the cube?
In front of it, so I can climb up to it.
So would you be on the surface of the cube or would you be inside the core?
On the surface.
On the surface. Okay. So from that, we can break it down. So you can open your eyes now.
Okie
So you've got the size of your cube determines like your ego. So your ego is relatively small. It's not too big. But your cube is a solid cube. It's not an opaque one. So we can't see through it. So you're very hard to get to know. We can't just look at you and know what's going on. You've also placed your ladder so it just stays on the surface, so you never let people in almost ever. And then it's blue, and that shows that you've got a masculinity issue because you picked the most man color, blue.
Okay.
If you pick something like red, it could show that maybe you're going through but blue can also mean like serenity and calm.
When you say masculine issue, explain.
So masculine issues comes with like when you determine your outwardness, you want everyone to see how masculine you are. So you pick colors based on that lack of solidarity with your masculinity.
Could be that, or it could be that the greatest football team that ever has been plays in blue. I don't know. You take your pick.
But that comes from childhood, right? It's like childhood is giving you this, like, blue is my color. Blue is manly. It's football.
As the song goes, blue is the colour.
Yeah, there
sing
we
it.
go.
Go on, sing.
I don't know.
No, sing.
I'm not
Stop.
blue's the
Sing.
colour
Yeah.
of the world. So
When I say sing, you fucking sing.
I'll sing any song you want. I'll make the shit up. So that's what it shows about you as a character.
Uh-huh.
Now a girl will feel really good when you play a game like that with her because when you say certain things like, "Oh, your ego is really small," they'll be like, "It is really small," and it's really hard to get to know. Then I'm like, "I'm going to get to know you." They're like, "Oh." So, date me.
I was going to say, still single, yeah? Okay, cool. Okay. As long as I know this game works moderately well to terribly. But
Whoa. Try it on your next Bumble date.
Or not though, right? Or maybe not. I'm off that apps, bro. I told you this. I never was on apps. I never was on apps.
You're never on apps? Never?
Not for me. My experience with apps, as limited as it was tough. It was like, this ain't for me, son. I'll tell you off air why. I'll tell you when this shit goes off exactly why. I think we might have said what during the massage, actually.
That's why I tried to bring it up.
Yeah. He's baiting me. We didn't spoke once about martial arts yet. But yeah, it's a dark world. I was a bit like, oh.
Oh, yeah. Fair play. It's mad.
Yeah.
These girls have gone through a lot.
There's a reason they're on apps. Right?
Yeah.
Now, one of my very best mates married his... it was Tinder sweetheart. Met
But
on
like,
Tinder.
how long ago was this? Must have been ages ago.
They got married in 2019. So
Okay.
they would have probably met a couple of years before that, 3 years, something like that. I don't know.
Fair.
But he lives by the south coast, so he's out
Smaller.
of London.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think it's a bit of a different vibe because
I think over COVID as well, the apps just went a bit silly.
I was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I was never on apps, but
Yeah,
if
no,
I was
fair.
hypothetically, it was pre-COVID.
Well, I saw a massive shift when during COVID. I went on loads of these like
During COVID.
Yeah.
And how did that work? Sorry to cut you off. How did that work?
You masked up and you go for a walk. I bought a girl a coffee. I was like, "There's a coffee." She grabbed it. That's 6 feet away, and that's it. Huh?
That sounds like a fantastic.
It was an awful day.
I'd rather stay at home and play by myself.
Yeah,
if you know what I
but
mean.
if you had an online date, that was even worse. So you could have Zoom dates.
As I said before, I'd rather stay home by myself and play alone. What the fuck? Who the fuck? What kind of miscreant was meeting up for a Zoom date? That's terrible. People have asked me to do Zoom podcast.
Nah.
And I can't even get the vibe with that. I need you there. I need
Of course. Like you need to like laugh and fucking play. It was.
Don't say play though.
Yeah, we're gonna play later, boys.
Don't say play. Don't say play. Never say play.
So this girl comes on, and I was just like in bed. I was like, I was gonna fucking do this.
Oh, well, hang on. When you say you was in bed, you was playing like the Mr. Lover game?
No. I was just like, I was playing.
Just couldn't be asked.
Yeah, I was playing a video game, and then like she was like, "Do you want to do a Zoom day?" I was like, "Yeah, all right, cool." So 15 minutes later, she comes on. I'm still playing games. So I was like, turned on my phone. And I was like, oh, hello. She's dressed up. She's got like a glass of wine.
Oh, she's treating it like a real date.
And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm just... hello, I am Jay. I just thought it was like to see if I was real or whatever. And then we must have talked for like 10 minutes. And I was like...
Oh, she stuck around. Good
She
girl.
stuck around, yeah. But I was like, we're not for each other. She had like no... We didn't have the same sense of humor. I think as soon as I made my first joke,
Hang on,
and
sorry,
she was just
sorry.
like...
I'm laughing because you said we didn't have the same. I mean, this sense of humour might be tough for a young lady looking for like a nice man to marry. This might
I'm
be
a
tough.
nice man, but it's like you need to have some commonality, like some common ground.
Yeah. Maybe leave the racist jokes at date one. maybe push that back a
Funny
little bit.
enough, by last ex, the reason we like actually started laughing is she said something slightly racist, and I was like,
no.
I think I like this
What
one.
race was this lady?
Oh no, she was Italian,
Okay.
and she made a joke against Indians, and I was like, I think I love her.
She's the one. And how did it all go wrong with her?
Okay, so we had different goals.
Okay.
Then like she wanted like a house, children, really quickly. And I was, I work here. She wanted to move to like southeast and stuff. She bought a place, and I couldn't move myself there and still have my business west.
Right.
Because I do have people in southeast, but it's not like here. This is where my place is.
Hashtag South London.
Yeah.
Because all the rest of London don't count.
South London has this weird patriotism to it. Like,
Does.
why?
Massively.
Why?
And certain areas.
Is it
too.
because it's poor?
Have you ever spoke to someone from Battersea by any chance?
Yeah.
Well, my family come from Battersea. If you speak to someone from Battersea, they tell you it's like they've come from fucking El Dorado. And it's like, hey, I'm from Battersea. And you're like, hi, nice to meet you. You know, you start talking about something. Oh, just by the way, I'm from Battersea. You know, oh yeah, no, cool.
And that's the same as people from like Deptford and Croydon and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't like those areas. They're lovely. They're very multicultural.
You can upset a few people.
Oh yeah. I'm ready. Come West London, we fight. So it's always like they've got like my mate Tyrone.
It's a white guy, yeah?
Oh yeah, 100%. White as they come. So Tyrone, a black guy, he basically was like, yeah, this is where the flavour is, this is where people are, these are real people. And I'm looking at like, everyone's giving me death stares. And I was like, why are they so angry at me? They're like, oh, they don't know you. And I was like, but in West London, everyone's fine. They're like, oh, in West London, everyone's too trusting. They'll just let you in. And I was like, no, we still don't let anyone in, but we smile at people and it's a nice, relaxed environment. I'm not, right now, I fear for myself. If I wasn't with you, I wouldn't be here.
So that's tip number 2. We've already had tip number 1.
Yeah.
Tip number 2 is don't walk through East London unless you're with Tyrone.
Or someone that is from South London and they really love it. Like,
Oh, we're talking about South London. Sorry. I thought
yeah,
we
South
was
London.
East.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. West London's alright. Come West London.
You've outed me too because I'm South London. So
You're
like,
South London.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're patriotic about South London, aren't you?
You're stereotyping me, bro. I feel a bit like, you're
Where you
what
from?
do they call
Elephant
that?
and Castle?
Racial profiling, I feel
Oh,
that's
yeah.
going on here.
I can hear your voice.
I'm from Wandsworth. I'm from Wandsworth.
Oh, that's the posh area of like South London. That don't count.
Oh, that count. Okay, very good.
You're
Nice.
almost West London.
Almost. Tooting, to be
Yeah.
specific. So.
Okay, Tooting's nice. It's got lots of Indian food and shit.
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd fit in great round there.
Yeah, that's. Where's Jay? I don't know. It's amongst his people.
We've lost him somewhere.
Oh, it's me and Asa, Jay. That's just another ball. It is, but the thing is, I was watching YouTube this morning, and do you know Andrew Hormozy? Andrew Hormozy, he wears the nose strip, and he gives advice about like business and stuff.
No, this guy, no.
So Andrew Hormozy is like this big business guru that talks about like social media and how to get big on it. So there's a mouth tape company that used his likeness on their branding, and he's like, oh, you can't do this, and he's suing them. But they're like, it's just a bearded man, and I was like, I look very similar to other Indians, Sri Lankans, even some like South American people. I'd even say some black people look pretty similar to me. Mm-hmm. If someone put my face on branding, I don't think I could rightly see them.
They'd be like, bro!
Yeah, that's just the guy I know. And he'd look the same as me. And I'd be like, Do you know what I mean? Like, my face isn't that unique.
I got you.
It's very... There's like the memes that I got in trouble for. at one stage, my mate was sending me all of these videos from across like Instagram that all look like me, and I was like, I can't even say that isn't me.
Well, maybe it's time we reinvent you with like a nice new face tat or something.
Yeah, but there was this chef guy who looked like me. There was this like random Mexican that looked like me. There was like this guy fishing that looked like me, and I was like, my face is not unique. And even my mum and my sister have sent me pictures in the past. They're like, oh, you're here, and I was like, that's a dick move.
Even your mum don't recognise you.
The only way they recognise me is she's like, if he wasn't so tall, I would have thought it's you.
Yeah, this guy's at least 5'5", bro, ain't you?
If he weren't a midget.
Yeah, we'd think this was you. He's solidly over 5 foot. Definitely ain't you.
Not Jay. Next guy.
How tall are you, Jay?
5'5".
5'5". That's tall, strong.
Tall, yeah, that's it, mate.
There you go.
Like a mighty oak. Yeah.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
Me, I'm giant, man. I'm about 6'4".
So, yeah, nice, mate, nice.
No, I'm 5'10". I was called out in the gym. I won't mention his name, but you know who you are. You short fuck. He's about 5'6".
Nice.
And he questioned my height.
He's like, we're about the same height.
Well, but the motherfucker said, "How tall are you?" to me, and I said 5'10". He went, "No, you're about 5'8". And I looked at him and I said, "How tall are you?" And he went, 5'8". Now, if I stand up tall, I can look over the geezer's head. I was like, "Okay, man, as you were."
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, man.
So I got into trouble with my height with, do you know Jeff Glover?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Jeff Glover was my favourite grappling guy ever. Ooh. And he came to London for a seminar.
Okay.
And me and my friend Max from Icon Gym, he took me, he's like, come along, I've got a ticket. And I was like, sick, I love this guy. I see Jeff walking over and I was like, he's fucking short. He's a fucking midget. And I went over and I was like, mate, we're the same height. He's like, no, we're not. And I was like, he's got no funnies.
Got no concept.
But I had him by the balls. You know when you're like, I can piss him off so much.
Yeah, you can just lead him around by his nose like a bear. Yeah, I got you.
And I'm trying to get pictures with him. I was like, Max, take a picture.
Jeff's not playing.
He's pissed at me. He's pissed.
Is he short though?
He's about this tall. He's like 5'6" max. But the funniest thing was, well, after the seminar and stuff, he called me up to do a move. I thought he was going to kill me, but it was when I was just half guard shit. And then he said, does anyone see anything? So I was like, can you show the donkey guys? I'm not showing that anymore. So I was like, can you show the running up armbar that you do?
Well, the donkey, sorry, just to cut you off. The donkey guard, for anyone who doesn't know jiu-jitsu too well, look up donkey guard.
Mate,
that, you know.
Donkey guard was OP at one stage.
There was a famous match, wasn't there, where two guys
came and the guy's like...
and it was like, bro, this is going to fuck our sport sideways. You can't do this. Anyway, sorry, carry on, I cut you off.
So, about a year or two later, my mate sends me a Instagram message. He's like, look at this. It's Jeff Glover getting his legs broken for the height surgery. So he got, you know, like the one where
where they can stretch you out.
Yeah, so he's saying he was 5'8", and I was like, no way.
No. You ain't 5'8" wearing your shoes, bro.
He said he went from 5'8" to 6, whatever. And I was like, dude, that guy is at best 5'6", because I was stood next to him.
But post-surgery, he might be a fucking strapping 5'7" monster.
No, he went from 5'8" to like 6'2".
Right.
So yeah. Mate, Jeff Glover's gonna. If he ever sees this, he's gonna beat the shit out of me.
I was gonna say, shout out to little short Jeff Glover. Welcome on the podcast anytime you like.
Yeah, he's sick. I used to be his biggest fan. Like some of his highlights were sick.
What, until you realised how short he was and you thought I just can't have a superhero that short?
Yeah. I was like, nah, fuck this.
Nah, fuck that.
What's that, Roger Gracie? Yeah, I bet, mate.
Yeah.
6'3", good.
Yeah, Roger Gracie's huge.
Oh, mate, I saw him on the road recently in Hammersmith. I was like, yeah, he's fucking massive.
Wow.
Yeah. But
did you ask him to take his clothes off or not?
Yeah. Oh, mate.
Yeah.
If he ever wants a rub.
Rub down.
Who was your grappling hero?
Well, no one, because I'm a grown man, you know. I don't have a hero.
You started young, though.
Well,
Yeah,
but I'm a grown man. I don't have heroes, you know.
I'm fucking my own hero. I'm from South London.
Who's my hero? Well, I'm a grown man, so, you know, whatever.
Come on, mate. You must have watched some people.
If you ask me when I was growing up who my fight hero was, it was Mike Tyson, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
But
that's basic. That's a basic answer.
Everyone
fucking loves Mike Tyson. It's like saying, oh yeah, when I growing up, I like Goku. Cool. Everyone watched anime.
Who? No.
Whoa. You watched anime. Can we just
not? Everyone watched anime. Some people have friends. I didn't watch anime.
Are you shitting on people that watch anime?
Yes, I am.
That's going to get you cancelled.
Good. Great. Come at me, bro. Because if you're a grown man, you like anime, go ahead and unsubscribe.
if you're a grown man and you like anime and this man has insulted you, you come talk to me because anime is sick. And people like him.
Come speak to Jay and rub you down and ask you to take your pants off on session 1. You'll have a great time. That's what you get
talk
for
about
liking anime.
People who don't like anime come to you and pay you money to let their clothes get taken off and rubbed down. So,
well, each his own, right? We live in strange times in 2024, bro. But no, I didn't like anime.
Other than Mike Tyson, what about grappling?
So,
did you watch anyone?
Not as a kid, because grappling wasn't as relevant,
yeah,
right? But when I started, I would say that the top grapplers, maybe a little bit after I started, when I was really more into it and whatever, I would say it was people like Gary Tonin was the guy.
Really? Gary Tonin?
At the time, because he was like around the time when he started winning EBIs. He won like a light heavyweight at EBI.
Yeah, he was sick.
And I've actually met him a couple of times. I've done a couple of seminars with him. And he's a cool guy, you know. He's very...
He's the funnier one of the Danaher team at that stage.
Yeah, he's got personality. He's just... and shockingly small as well.
Yeah, because I've got a picture of him choking me and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
And he was cool. Like, he was cool. Like, he was slightly taller than me, so like 5'7".
I was going to say, he's a lot shorter than me, so he's probably only about twice your size, you know?
He's towering above me. So he was cool with being short. It's because, like, if you're genuinely good with yourself, you don't care.
You don't give a fuck,
Yeah. Well, people are really, like, insecure about this one little aspect. They'll make that their whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm 5'8". Why are you saying that? You're not.
Yeah.
Like, every short dude on Hinge or Bumble or whatever, they're all 5'7", but you know they're 5'5".
Is that a top tip? Is that tip number 3? So if somebody says they're 5'7", they're under 5'5".
If someone says they're 5'7", they're definitely a couple of inches off, or they're a couple of inches, or at least 1 inch off.
What are you on Tinder and Bumble? What's your height?
5'7". Yeah, because I took the tip. I was like, look, 5'7", that shows you're not a midget.
Yeah.
But you are kinda.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so and girls don't understand their own heights, because I remember I matched with a girl that said she was 5'10", and I was like, all right, cool, she's tall, but this girl turns up, and I'm like, she's fucking, she's not 5'11", she's not 6 foot, she's 6'2".
She's gone the other way.
She's tall,
lovely,
really sweet girl, but I can also understand dating at 6'2" as a girl.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. She's pretty. She had everything going for her, but I just felt like a child.
In her arms.
Yeah, just like carry me. Amazonian.
I was saying, when you held hands crossing the road and she got like a bear
My hand is massive.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I don't know. She kicks her shoes off, she's got like size 12. You're like, nah.
She's having me across the road.
Yeah, nah.
Rubbing my head.
See, what I find with that kind of stuff is, firstly, I didn't put my heart in it because I'm not a fucking, we'll leave that word. But it's like, 5'10", I find, which I'm genuinely 5'10", is like, that's the window between short and not, right?
Yeah.
It's over and not. So a lot of blokes say, I'm 5'10", and they're about 5'7".
Yeah.
And you go, bro, come on now.
I get the height thing. The height thing's really funny because I struggled with it a lot. Because when I first started dating, I was quite old. I was like 23 when I got onto the apps and stuff. The height thing was a big thing for me because every girl would say, like, looking for a tall guy. And I was like, that's the one thing I don't have here.
Also, sorry, if a woman says, I'm looking for a tall guy, you know you're dealing with a fucking mutt. Get rid of her.
But the thing is, I also kind of understand.
No, I do, but to say it is what I'm getting at.
I know, but I'm looking for a shorter woman than me. Now
it's a tough guy.
Yeah, it is tough. It's tough. I'm saying if she's about 5'4", but a 5'4" girl is the most sought after. There's a 6'2" guy.
Probably average, right? 5'4" is probably average woman, I'd say.
Yeah, but 5'4" is about average. Like, I think I also don't want a woman that's comically small. Like,
yeah, you don't want a miniature in your pocket.
They were like a 5 foot.
Nah.
Like, because it would feel, I don't know, if they're that small, and I'm thinking about, like, if I have kids, my kids are gonna struggle.
Oh,
man.
you're gonna have them like
you're gonna be like
tiny kids. Yeah, you're gonna have them.
Pygmy children.
Little children. Yeah. So you're looking. You're not too specific, but you're looking for a woman roughly between 5'3" and 5'4".
I'm looking. Okay, technically, I'm looking for a woman that's between 5'3" to 5'8", because I can comfortably be like, all right, 5'8". She's taller than me.
Problem is this. Not shit on
Yeah.
you here. But my first, like, when you like your first proper girlfriend when you're sort of 18, 19,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
5'8",
Yeah.
and like that's fine for me. But then you go out and she got heels on, she's 6'1".
Yeah, I know this. But the thing is, I think I'm okay with a girl being taller than me.
I think you're probably gonna have to get on with that, right?
Yeah. Because like most of my girlfriends have been just my height or slightly taller. With the heels, they're fucking tiring over me.
But that's cool. You can play the boss,
Yeah.
boss game.
I'm fine with
arms
that.
folded in a nice suit.
Because I'm quite wide compared to like a chode, basically like, well, I'm tall.
I haven't heard that word for a long time. I like that word.
So we're looking at like, where are you comfortable with how tall your partner is? Because I can also imagine a girl going out with someone that's really short can be hard. And if they're really short, plus they're out of shape and they can't fight and they're struggling in life, that will be a hard sell.
But the feminists are going to go nuts with what you're saying here, right? Because you should just love her for who she is, bro.
But the thing is,
if she's 6'5" with a hairy chest, you should just get on with it.
But that for me as a man, and I'm not gay.
Yeah. How
dare you?
You're disgusting homophobe, you.
I like the gays. I just didn't date the gays.
Okay.
Yeah, they're cool. I've got a couple of gay mates.
You don't want to burn them. I get it. Yeah, I understand.
But if like this is the thing. Like, this is a left field question here.
Oh, hello.
It's for you though.
Left field coming from you.
I asked my mate. I was like, if you had a son and a daughter, and your daughter said she's a lesbian, and your son said he was gay, who would you be more pissed off at?
Son.
Yeah. Do you know why that is? Do you know what reasoning he gave?
Why?
Because when your daughter's gay, she doesn't have anything put inside of her, technically.
Oh, okay.
Right? While when your son is gay, he's not supposed to have anything inside of him. He's supposed to be putting things inside.
Well, maybe he is. I'm sure there's batters and pitches, no?
Yeah. So
Not
that's
that I
the thing.
know
But
too
it's like,
intricately.
but then he also becomes that like taker, and that pissed him off a lot. And I was like, I don't want to agree with what you're saying, but I also understand that, because you also want to see, you want your son to carry on your name and to have children, and you want the same for your daughter. But that's why dads get pissed off when their daughter's about to have sex, because that's a very vulnerable position.
They're being violated.
Yeah. And while a son, when your son's like, you're like, "Oi." But he's also in a vulnerable position, but it's less. You know what I mean? It's less hurtful.
Nah,
to
not
your
really.
heart. Yes, you do. Yes, you fucking.
No idea, bro.
So it's that. It's like that. That's what I was trying to.
But you say pressure. Listen, when you're at that age, let's not put a number on it because of that, But when you're at that teenage age and you're just breaking in with women, you're under more pressure than the girl.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like you're the one doing the activity, whereas the girl is, she's just
Not
chilling
really,
out.
because the girl has to deal with a lot of external pressures. Because if she goes with someone too young, then all of her mates are like, oh, she's a slut. Do you know what I mean? Well, if as a guy you get laid, you're the fucking king.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, how the fuck did you do that? And that's what I'm saying. As a girl, the pressures come from being labeled as something, and as a guy, if you get with someone, you're a hero.
You put far too much thought into all this shit.
Oh, yeah,
I'm more of
100%.
a caveman with this stuff. I just show up, do the best I can, and go home after.
That's the thing.
You're too much of a thinker.
Yeah, you gotta think about these things, because that's life, right? Like I'm milking a
I was
cow.
going to say,
here.
if you stop doing this, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. But, sure.
But you don't think about this stuff.
No.
What goes through your head
No.
then? You just walk up to him and be like, all right, mate, all right.
I
You're from South London.
For starters, I don't say mate. And the accent is stereotypical of a white man from South London. You disgust me.
Hey, you do your Indian accent now. We can both.
No. Whoa. We'll do that one off air. I have a practice run on that one. Because that could go wrong. When I've done Indian accent before, I sound more Scottish. So, we'll figure it out. Sorry, what was the question?
So, what do you, so when you go up to a woman, what is the approach?
Well, for starters, you say go up to a woman, like as if I'm going to hit them over the head and drag them back to the cave. What do you mean go up to a woman?
You see a woman you deem attractive enough to date you. And how do you make that woman acknowledge your existence?
You're going to ask me that on my podcast.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking do that to me on my podcast. You can't ask me as a man.
You're the guy that people turn to when they want advice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're squeezing the neck.
Is that there you go? I am squeezing the neck. I don't know, man. Listen, I just treat a woman like a woman, bro. I'm
What?
sensitive to her
Get into-
feelings. No, listen.
What is a woman?
What we were on that? What's a woman? Whoa. What year are we in? Listen. Let's digress to where I said before.
Okay.
My playground was the gym, right?
So you never stepped out of the playground.
Of course. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
yeah.
let's look at past 25.
Okay. Ooh.
When you became a man, you were more established. You had a bit of
I
experience.
don't know if that's happened yet, bro.
Yeah.
I'm past 25, but you know.
You stepped out into the wild world. There isn't a gym environment that keeps it in the four walls. You see a girl in wherever. How would you approach?
Well, to be honest with you, that's not really my bag. I don't really approach and give the hello, darling, and like roll your sleeves up and what are you doing later?
Right,
what are you doing later? I was going to say,
fucker.
he's been on apps. This fuck, look at him. He's app life. I walk in, he rolls his sleeves up. I was like, whoa.
We're fighting then.
Exactly. Yeah. Whoa. Steady now. But it's I don't do the whole approach thing. I genuinely just, have a chat, and it is what it is, right? And
Okay.
if, I'm also not the guy to speak to because I choose my words here. There might be some women that watch this that go, that fucking
That guy.
No.
I'll leave it in the comments. In the comments, let us know how this man treated you
or better yet, don't.
in the real world.
Better yet, don't. I'll tell you one thing, and I'll keep this. I'm dancing around the question. I'll tell you why after. I'll tell you why. I won't go specific here, but I'll tell you where I've had problems in the past, okay?
All right.
And I'm going to sound like a male chauvinist fucking caveman here. I typically, how can I word this properly? Well, I just call it what it is, right?
Yeah.
I don't stay the night.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, because you like your own bed and space.
Whatever, right?
Okay, cool.
Whatever it is. I don't typically spend the night. So without getting too specific and like what's gone on in the interim, I'm normally an 8 to 10 guy.
Okay, cool.
Right? Following me?
Yeah.
Because you're looking at me like I just said, say it in German. We're on the same
8
page.
to 10. Yeah, right. Got
cool.
you.
So that's typically my problem. But as I said, I'm 34 and I'm still single, so don't take my advice. But here's the thing, and the reason I'm being vague and I'm not mentioning too much here is because I feel like if you're that interested and this is the woman that you're gonna potentially marry or be with long term,
Yeah.
you ain't leaving at 10. Do you know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
settling in for the night. Do you see where I'm coming from?
I see what you mean. It's like I find it okay. So I've recently started sleeping on the not recently. I've been sleeping on the floor for about 4 years now.
It's total mystery why you're single, bro. I don't get it.
Oh yeah.
I can't work it out.
So when I got this girl, I was like, "Can I please just sleep on the floor?" And she's like, "No, you can't sleep on the floor like a dog."
Why? Why are you sleeping on the floor for, bro?
Because it helps with posture. It helps with lots of like different. Like I've been battered over my life.
Yeah,
with
no, I
jiu-jitsu,
get that.
just- I'm fucked. So I'm always looking at methods to like improve sleep and like get like a better sense of like well-being. Sleeping on the ground has been really good. Just a quilt and a nice pillow. It's been revelational. Like I can't sleep on a bed anymore. So any bed, especially a bed with someone else on it, and when they shift and move, because the whole bed moves, I can't fucking.
You put this
sleep.
in your Tinder profile.
Yeah.
Because you're a fucking hard sell right now. So far, we need a 5'3" to 5'4" woman that don't mind your man sleeping on the floor like a cat.
A dog.
A dog or a cat, where he sleeps
An
on
animal.
the floor. Motherfucker sleeps on the floor.
But
Naked on the floor or no?
naked in the summer, clothes in the winter.
What
'cause,
clothes in the winter?
Like everything. Fucking hell. I don't like putting on the heating. 'Cause, yeah, I like wearing. I'll wear a hoodie.
To sleep?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
mate, fuck, listen, this will be so easy to fix. Listen, we'll tidy up your Tinder profile. I'll have you back out there in no time. I'm not an expert, but I'm going to help this fucking mess.
You read it, it's like, I sleep on the floor.
sleep on the
I
floor.
wear a hoodie in the summer and the jump.
Jesus Christ.
So it's, where was I?
I don't know, you lost me when you said hoodie on the floor. I was like,
So yeah,
bro.
so sleeping on the floor was a big thing. So for me, I don't sleep so well with someone else there.
Just stay single forever. You're fine.
Nah, but I need to have children. I need to spread my genes.
I think the world's okay. We don't need more fucking short floor sleeping weirdos. We're fine.
Hey, fuck
The
you.
world don't need you.
You need me. I make the world different.
Which
Yeah.
kind of world are we in before we move on too
We're
far?
in the world of 2024, baby.
Well, I was thinking more, is it spherical or are we on a flat earth?
I don't know, man.
All right, we'll get to that later. I'll stop you there because I want to hear about this later.
So when our
But
alien
let's-
overlords came, it's just
I'm tapped out. I'm exhausted. Anyway, I wanted to jump in there because when you say, I don't want to make myself sound like an oath that, you know, I'm a 8 till 10 guy unless I love you. Anyway, but the rules go different. Whoa. Keep your hand signals to yourself. Anyway.
It's got a TikTok, right?
Yeah, I guess no one's going to see this anyway. No one watches this shit. It's not like you got
yeah, it'll be one day when we make something of ourselves. Like, remember that podcast?
This is the show they come back to take down the empire. When me and you have got like fucking.
Oh, he's running for prime minister.
And I've already achieved it. Fucking outside 10 Downing Street. Okay, no. But I think the playing field's different from over 25 and under 25. And there's I'll tell you off this because I definitely can't bring this next story up on here. All right? Not because it's bad, just because in case the wrong person hears it and it comes back to bite me. Because it could upset a few people. Could upset more than a few people. Could upset a whole family, in fact. We'll circle back.
It's a stepmom.
We'll circle back. Listen. Whoa. But before and after that, it's a different playing field because before 25, especially as a man, you ain't, like, I don't know, I can't speak for everyone.
We don't know.
You're not even thinking about the future, right? So when you get past that age where you're like, because as I said, we're similar age, right? I'm a bit older, but we're in the same ballpark. When you was 15, 16, 17, looking at a man our age now, I would have assumed... That's an old fuck. Yeah. Well, fuck you, not me. I was thinking
because I'm bored.
Yeah, exactly. I've still got my hair, bro. What are you mad at me? What the fuck is wrong with you? But it's like I looked at that. But and if you said to me by the time you're 34, what your life be like? Well, I'm married. I'll kids, I'll be fucking. And then you get there and you go, maybe I should be by now. But as I digressed before. As I said before, I digress. It was like I've been with some questionable people.
Yeah, but that's all of us, right? We all have
I don't know because some people I know that are my age are married, happy, kids, the whole deal.
I think Joe Rogan said something about this stuff where he's like, imagine getting married when you're like 18, 19. You get with your college sweetheart, and then you get to like 34. You walk in one day and she's just getting by like a PT or something, and you're like, I've got to start.
It's a good job I know martial arts at this point.
Yeah. No, it's like that. That's the thing. It's like, what do you do? What do you do? You got to start at 34. You have no game in the new world of dating, and you step out into the wild west as a 34-year-old, slightly out of shape, hasn't kept up with his sports, as a family man. We don't want to live in a world like that, but sometimes those things happen, and I've heard stories like that, and not just like stories from people I don't know, stories that I.
Well, first of all, my advice would be don't marry a dirty bitch that would do that in the first.
But that isn't the case. Like,
whoa.
What I'm trying to say.
Don't be politically correct now, bro. It's far too late for that. Listen, you've exposed yourself early.
I'm not trying to be politically correct. I'm trying to explain that as people, we also like change and grow, right? Like what you like that.
In theory.
Yeah.
we're in like a modified treehouse talking about our escapades as grown men. So I hear you, but
at 15, I didn't like that. If someone said at 33 you'll be in a treehouse with your mate talking on camera, I'd be like, it's a bit gay.
Yeah. That's to put it lightly. I'd have been so disappointed.
But this would have been in 2000 something, so you know, like that word was fine then. Now,
I mean, you could say a way worse word that started with an F.
But what I'm trying to get at is that when you get with someone that young, you also grow and you change, and like your expectations change. So like maybe you fancied this woman so much at like 18 that you married her and everything, and then slowly you stop having the intimacy, you stop like being excited by them, and then she cheats or you cheat, and then you both can't take it, so you split. But then right now, girls have a higher potential of finding someone that will sleep with them and mess around with them than a guy. A guy has to prove X, Y, Z before he's deemed that. If you're attractive conventionally, you might have a higher percentage, but if you're not, you need to have a lot going for you to attract that. But what a girl will also face, that when this guy finds someone, he'll probably settle in with her and settle down, while a girl will just get used by a lot of different dudes, and because they see that she's also slightly older, they'll just let her belong to the streets.
That's the story of Lions and Gazelles, my friend.
Yeah.
You've never seen the Serengeti programs? Come on, man. We all know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like, we can all imagine our lives a certain way. Like if you'd met that perfect person and married her, what would your life be now?
You don't know, right?
Yeah.
You never know.
You could be happy or you could be fucking
I
miserable.
was gonna say it'd be different, but it doesn't mean happiness.
Yeah,
does it?
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
You wouldn't have found things that like kept you the way you are.
No.
You could have been really happy for a bit and then been like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I want to get at. It's like with everything that we do, we can't keep, like, lots of people say I should have started jiu-jitsu earlier, I should have got into shape earlier.
You didn't.
But yeah, you find it when you need to find it. I found it at 23 when my life was a bit shit. I was fat. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. Jiu-jitsu kind of like centered that a bit. But then I used it almost as a way to escape. And then when I was like, oh, I can stop using it as an escape and like use it as a way to keep fit and to enjoy, it got better. But I think a lot of young men especially do that. They get into jiu-jitsu and they go, I'm gonna be world champion. I'm gonna open my gym. I'm gonna do this. They get their blue belt and then bye-bye.
Yeah.
You never see them again.
Well, the other thing you get is the blue belt expert. You ever seen them? They're a blue belt and they're giving advice out now. When you do this, move your hand in. It's like,
Yeah,
bro,
that's me. I've been blue belt 10 years.
Are you,
Oh,
yeah,
you do?
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You've been a blue belt for 10 years. All right. Preaching to the choir here, son.
I love doing that. Like, that's a bit shit.
Well, there was a guy in the mat. I saw a guy in the mat once. He was a blue belt, and he gave advice on how to tighten up a triangle to a brown belt. And he was in the gi, so they both know the score. Right?
Yeah.
And the
Why?
guy looked at him and just went,
Okay.
"That's okay." You know, like that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You know, and
Thank
that
you.
was being polite because he could have fucked him up, but he was
Yeah.
just like, "That's okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for your advice." You know.
But this is the thing. It's like I never give advice. I don't care. I like to do this.
Why are you a 10-year blue belt? You just suck or what? What's going
I
on?
just moved from gym to gym. So
Oh, you're the gym ho.
yeah, yeah.
You're one of those.
I loved going around. So I went from wave to shoot fighters to me and my mate Jules. We opened a little place called Westside Academy. Then we got people from Checkmat. They took over. I was there for a couple of years. Then we went to that took a year, not a year out, like 8 months. I did swimming. I lifted some weights, some shit out, and then I went to Elevate, and now.
Why do you keep leaving gyms? You getting kicked out? Are you just
Not
like
really,
that
like,
annoying person?
the
They're like,
thing
Jay,
is,
Jay, this is enough. We've had enough.
I'm ADHD, so I can't. My mind goes too much. It's just like.
But you're at Elevate. So
I'm at Elevate.
are you in Elevate now for life?
I'm at Elevate for however long my brain lasts.
Oh man.
You know,
let's get through the belts, huh? Let's
Yeah,
get black
but
belts, huh?
what's the point of, like, I don't see the points of belts, because there's academies that I've been smashed by the blue belts, but there's academies where I can go and then black belts are kind of like a bit shit.
Where are these academies out?
Yeah, I'm not
Out-
saying any names. I'm
out
gonna
the
get
academy
fucked
because,
up.
you know.
But it's there's levels to the game, right? Like how people get promoted, because there's no curriculum. People, there'll be a gym that's like, oh, that guy's great. Let's give him a blue belt. Give him a purple belt.
I've been to open mats too, and it was especially dawned on me when I was a purple belt, because purple belt you're at a good level, right? Where it's like you're not there, but you're good enough that you should be able
Yeah,
to
you can
iron
hang
out
with the
anybody.
hanger belt,
So not iron out everybody, like weed out the weak sort of
Yeah.
thing is what I meant, right? But I've been on purple belt mats where there's, like, let's just say for example 6 purple belts on the mat. So I look around and, you know, at the time you want to spar all the purple belts to see what's up, right?
Yeah.
And out of them purple belts, say there's 6 on the mat, you might have 4 hard rolls, and it's like, yeah, they're purple belts. And then you get 2 of them, and you go,
Why are they?
who gave you purple?
But it's,
You know?
I also deem this as like an age thing. If you're a purple belt and you're trying to smash a 58-year-old brown belt and you're like, well, remember, it's a shit.
Yeah.
That's
different.
You're just an idiot.
That's different.
Like I can also appreciate experience over talent. Like a lot of the best coaches I've had, like a lot of great coaches I've had, don't compete, and you don't have to be a great competitor to be a great coach.
No.
That's the same as you don't have to be a really good spar to be a good purple belt, brown belt, but you need to have knowledge base.
Yeah.
And when you can see that their knowledge isn't there, that's when you start questioning the belts a little bit.
Yeah, of course. And that's a good example. Age. Like if I roll with someone, or me or you roll with
Yeah.
someone who's the same level as us, but they're 25 years older,
Yeah.
that's into account, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Physicality comes into it.
But then you've always got these, like, I hate seeing young white belts trying to smash up like an older blue belt. What have you gained? Just to say, I can beat up blue belts. But you can't.
Yeah.
Because a person of that same age or even like slightly younger will beat the piss out of you.
Well, here's the thing too. People talk shit too, because I've got a friend and he knows who he is. He started jiu-jitsu late. I won't get specific because they're happening to other people, but he knows who he is. He started jiu-jitsu out of London. Now the landscape's a little bit different, I think, because it's not so his gym's not so heavily populated. But he came back to me and he went, I've done 3 or 4 lessons now. I tapped a blue belt the other day. And I went, well, stop. He's not a blue belt. He went, no, he is. He was in the gi. I know he might be wearing a blue belt, but he's not a blue belt because if he can do anything other than hold you down and rape you at this point, it's a shit school. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he wasn't getting it. He was playing the tough guy card with me and like, well, I do. It's like, bro, stop it. There are 14-year-old girls that have been training 6 months that could fuck you up.
Yeah.
Stop it, But he couldn't compute it. Like, no, come on.
Mate, we've seen these, but like I went for a blue belt comp when they made me cut weight to 60 kg.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 70 normally,
so
and
a
I
big
was
cut.
really small, and I got pit against a juvenile blue. Lord, the fucking dude had been training since he was like 5.
Yeah.
He's had a decade of training.
There you go.
I'm like,
There you go. He's essentially a black belt, it's just not physical enough.
And I was a year and a half training altogether. I got my blue, and I was like, he dominated me. He fucking dominated me. And I'm looking at my coach. I'm like, what do I do?
What do I do? Like, just change your gi.
Just play dead.
Take our badge off your gi. You don't know.
Jay, get out, donkey guard. Get out, donkey guard.
What advice, coach? Run!
Try.
Take your head out of his bum. But they're out there. Like I rolled with a girl recently. I can't remember her name. Whether I've mentioned her. She was 18, I think she was, or maybe she was 16. One of the two, like a young girl, coming to class, a drop-in from somewhere else. And she'd been training. Me and her been training about the same amount of time. She's a blue belt because of her age.
Yeah.
But she was good, man, and she was, she was only sort of 50 kilos and whatever. But good. Do you know what I mean? And they're out there, aren't they? If she was a man that was that age who happened to be, I don't know, 6 foot and 90 kilos and only that age, it would have been a handful. Do you know what I mean? But still a blue belt. So the belts are,
There's something going on with kids as well. They are bigger. We've got a 6 foot.
Kids are bigger than you. Yeah, I know.
Average
age are bigger than you, bro.
Most kids are bigger than me. This guy is over a foot taller than me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's happening. He's 19. He said he was that size when he was 16. But like the kids are huge, or maybe they're the ones that are attracted to BJJ. But
they're out there. There are kids that are just big kids,
boys.
Aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know what's going. But I've never seen we were in school around the same time. Did you ever see a kid that big?
Yeah, a couple. We had a couple in
Really?
our school. I remember being like year 7, and we had a 6'2" kid with size 12 feet. And you're looking at him and going, well, and there was a few of them. There was a few that were
Where the
big.
fuck did you go to school? It sounds...
There were some freaks around there, yeah. Well, I'll tell you where this was actually. I went to school. I moved away from London for 3.5 years. So I did from sort of year 8 to the end of school in Eastbourne.
Ah, okay.
And this was where it was. That was in Eastbourne.
Oh,
and then we had our school, for whatever it's out of Bishop Bell. It's not called Bishop Bell anymore because the old bishop had a liking to little boys' bums. So, so they changed the name. Now,
so maybe you can bring that up in this podcast.
I didn't touch you, bro. Nothing happened. But anyway, for whatever reason, we happened to have a good basketball team. I don't know how.
Oh yeah, because they were so fucking 6 foot.
Well,
people.
our team seemed to win all the basketball things. Not that I played basketball because when I was 12, I looked like I was 12. But so we had some kids that looked like much older, and there was a particular kid. His name was Chris Mersch. Anyone that was around my time would know him. when we was like 12, he looked like a fucking man. He had a beard. He was 5'10". Like.
Where was he from? Was he English?
He was English, yeah.
Wow.
He was English. But he was like, I remember coming, I'll tell you a story, and I've already mentioned his name, so it's too late, but we'll tell the story. When we was in year 8, I came into school one day, and I've heard, there's a ruckus, looked around and there's a kid, I won't mention the kid's name because it's a bit unfair, innit? But he was the year above us, and he was a bit of a jack the lad, he was quite a tough kid for the year above us.
Yeah.
But in my eye line, as I looked, I saw the right hand hit him and him drop to his knees, and as he dropped to his knees, my boy Chris has grabbed his face and gone, let go and gone, bosh, and blood's gone everywhere. Now I'm 12,
What?
right?
He's bitten him.
Bit him and then punched him.
What,
And
bit
blood,
his nose, bit his cheek.
I don't know, bit his face somewhere.
Oh.
And went bang and blood went everywhere. And when you're 12 and you go, wow, this is lively. And he was ranting and raving. And by the time he was that age, he was probably the toughest kid in the school. Do you know what I mean? Let alone that year. But he was like a man. So he was so far out the realms of having to worry about him because it was a different level.
We had a kid called Hussam. He was in my primary school, and we went to the same high school together. He legitimately had some of the scariest fights I've ever seen as a man or as a boy. He fucked up this guy called Ramon. Ramon and him had this mad fist fight. Hassam's Ramon, wherever you are, mate,
Hope you got over it.
come over and
Hope
tell
you're
the
walking
story.
again.
Because it's like Hussam ducks under, punches him in the mouth. Ramon goes down. Hussam jumps on top and he starts headbutting him. And we're 11. Like, no, we're 10 and Ramon is 11, so he's a year above us. But you know when they merge year 5 and year 6 together for some reason?
No,
when school starts.
Really?
Yeah, so when school starts to fuck
Making
up.
shit up, bro?
St. John's Primary, it's better now.
Where's
but
that?
In West Ealing.
West Ealing, yeah. We
Yeah,
don't talk anything north of the river. Fuck that.
So Hussam's basically like broken his face. And then he disappears for a while. His family said they send him back to like Pakistan or something. And then he comes back. He's like Afghan, Pakistan area. Comes back, joins our high school. And then we used to all get on the E8 bus. And the E8 bus was mad. Like everyone tries to ram on at the same time. Then we look around and these two guys are on the floor and Hussam's got like 3 people like he's smashing up, and our school teacher comes, they can't rip him apart, and then he disappears. I don't know where you are, Hussam. I hope you're good because you saved me from loads of beatings.
But Hassan, just for context, before the podcast started, he told me you're pussy, and if he sees you, you're going to backhand you. So, you know,
right now, I know how to fight, man.
He says, like, stand back, I know jiu-jitsu. That's what he told me.
I'm going to butt scoot right towards you and take you down.
I'm going to pull guard off the bus and fucking do it. Yeah, that's what he said.
But, mate, I don't know what happens in your life to be that good at fighting, because I know he didn't go to any martial arts classes.
But how is he now?
I don't know, man.
Do you know what I mean? Hassan's probably like getting his pants pulled down and slapped around by a 4-stripe white belt.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, that's the funny thing, right?
You know
That's
what
the
I'm
funny
saying?
thing. We're like, when you fight people who can't fight, you look like
Mike Tyson.
extraordinary. Yeah.
There you go. That's what it is.
But it's
Especially as kids, because the physicality comes into it. Because there's a lot of 11-year-olds out there that look 15, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
They're big, and like as a kid, everything looks scarier than it is. Were you ever in a fight or anything?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You fought loads. I was only ever in one crappy fight.
See, the thing is this, right? I was like, until I got to about 14, I looked like I was 2 years younger than I was.
Right.
So I was.
So you always
I
picked
was
on.
bullied, but but I was, I was the little kid that and I was.
Oh, it's like, it's a baby.
I was quite timid
yeah.
until you pushed me, and I was aggressive. So when you asked me if I ever had fights at school, it was like, was there many days that I didn't? It was more relevant.
So like,
you know?
I was talking to one of my clients about this. What is deemed a fight?
Okay, yeah.
Because like when we had fights, it was like
When the punches start flying.
everyone was like standing in a circle and be like, fight, and we would be like, oh, we're gonna punch each other.
I'd say when the punches start flying, and some of it was over quick,
Okay.
Like, I'll tell you a few stories off camera because I don't want to come across like a complete fucking wrong on here.
Yeah.
But there was a few situations. I could tell one. When I was 15, I had a fight with a school teacher.
Oh wow.
Right. So it was that level. I was an angry kid. Like,
What'd you do? Like, did the school teacher try and stop you or?
So, what happened was, as I say, I'm 15, so I've got a bit of an attitude,
Yeah,
right?
of
You can't
course.
tell me nothing. I'm a tough guy, right? I'm 15. Anyway, so he said something to me that was a bit kind of firm, and I kind of gave him a bit of attitude or whatever. And I remember him being real close to me and going, "If you do that again, I'm going to knock your block off," right? Which
in today's day, he'd be gone.
He'd be gone.
Fuck, he'd be
But
gone.
I'm glad he wasn't, because it is what it is, right?
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
But it's like he was. He thought that would make me go, okay,
Was you a PE teacher?
He was a PE teacher.
Yeah, PE teachers, they could say some wild
Right.
shit.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Back in the day, not anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always better.
So I'm assuming he thought I was going to go, okay, whatever. But I didn't. I pushed him and I kicked off properly, and he kicked me. He did kick me.
What sort of kick? Like a low kick? Or
Yeah,
like
like a low kick. Kicked me.
Nice.
So I kicked him back, and I'm kicked off.
a good low kick, or was it a bit?
Well,
shit?
I mean, I'm still here, right?
Yeah,
So
mate.
it weren't that good, was it? Do you know what I mean? You know you are. Shout out, pussy. And if you want to return, I'm a grown man now, son. I know jiu-jitsu. No, he's but no malice. Good on him, right? I probably
yeah.
said something, I don't
No,
know
of course,
what I
we're
said.
kids. We're
Yeah,
idiots. We're
and you're
fucking
15,
morons.
you're young
Yeah.
men, right? So like I challenged him, I guess. I don't really remember. But anyway, he kicked me, I kicked him back, and I pushed him, and it was like, fuck him. And like other kids in class, no one's stopping it, right? Because
They're all like giggling. They're giggling.
Exactly. So,
Get him!
right, so now he's half panicked.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
because
yeah.
he's scared, obviously, but because
He's
like...
fighting a kid. He's
realised...
fighting a child.
Right, he's realised the gravity of the situation. And I'm not backing up. I'm giving it.
yeah.
I'm ready. I'm like, let's have it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he's going to take me out, he's going to have to. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So we're in this situation. So I won't go any deeper.
Because the funny thing is, right, like, as a kid, I really fantasized about fighting a man. I don't know why.
Did you?
Yeah, it's just like, I thought if a guy tried to like hurt one of my friends, I'd just like beat him up.
Yeah.
You very quickly realize, especially when you join combat sports, how ineffective you are as an athlete at any level. You just get destroyed by the first guy that beat the shit out of me was Will Will was like a skinny 19-year-old kid. I'm 23. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fuck him up. Will efficiently put me to sleep.
Yeah.
And
What belt was Will?
Will was blue. And then I joined based on me going to sleep and going, I want to learn how this guy was able to do this effortlessly. Because as a man, we all have it. We all think we can just see red and punch someone out.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's not the reality. If you don't know what you're doing, that's not the reality, is it?
Have you ever punched something like a skull and just your hand will break?
Yeah, punch the walls, it
Yeah,
feels.
yeah. And like I think, like you must have had it too as a kid. You're like, if I see red, I'll kill someone, but you won't. Like if someone knows how to fight.
You don't know my mentality, bro.
Yeah. You don't know my mentality. Oh, no, fuck you up. You won't. You actually won't. Because I've had loads of friends since I started jiu-jitsu try and challenge you, and you're like, all I do every day is grapple with people that are vastly better than you at every aspect of combat.
Well, I had this chat this morning, right? I taught a class against a kid. He's not a kid, he's a young man, but like early 20s, I would imagine he was. And I won't say which gym it is, so anyone gets an idea of whatever. But it was just me and him, and he's about the same size as me. But he's 6 months into jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And we do, it's a class, but it was only him turned up because it was off time.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's a smaller class.
Exactly. So we go. I give you. It's basically a private, right? And then at the end, I put 3 rounds on, and we had a spar.
Yeah.
And he was like fucking off. At the end, he was like frustrated.
He was so angry, right?
Like, bro, I've trained jiu-jitsu nearly 10 years, and he's like, yeah, and he couldn't compute. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's like, and I said to him, mate, listen, if you could do anything, and this isn't about me, not trying to pat myself on the back, or whatever. He's a beginner, but it's like if you could do anything. Don't bother with jiu-jitsu because it doesn't work, does it? Do you know what I mean? What's the point? I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
And he was like frustrated because he couldn't compute. Like he was like, we're a similar size, and it's like, but, and I was like,
chill.
It's fine. We've all been there. We've all been there.
When I was taking the kids classes, we had this bigger kid. He decided he didn't want to do the kids classes anymore. He's too big, so he came to the adult class.
How old is this kid?
He was 14, going on 15. So he's quite a big,
kid.
Yeah, he's a kid. So we let him in, and then he came in with his gi on backwards. So he put it on inside out.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you meant like the opening was at the back. You said this kid's kind of stupid, yeah?
Should have been in the other class.
Send him in the lower kids class.
So it was a sparring class. It was like an open mat. So he goes with me first round, and then I'm sparring with him. And I've turned him over, and then when he gets back, I was like, look at your gi. And he thought I'd taken off his gi, put it back.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you're like voodoo man. You should have gone.
He developed so much respect for me that he went back to the kids
class. Does he like bow at you every time he sees you now? He's like kissing your feet and stuff. That's great. That's fucking brilliant. Lucky your gi.
That's like, look at your gi.
Yeah.
And he was like, did you do that to me?
Well, you just expose yourself now because he's going to see this. Because everyone sees this. This is the biggest podcast around, bro.
He quit.
Oh, he's not bad. Oh, I'm not.
But that was the greatest moment where I was just like, I didn't even lie. I was just like, just look at your gi. And then he was like, did you do that? And I was like,
what did you do? Did you like wink at him and kiss him?
No, I was just like, just change your gi, bro.
And
I was like,
now you know.
But it's so funny, like the way his eyes were like, did you he believed I could take his gi off and put it back on
without him realising.
Without him realising.
Kind of stupid kid, yeah. Kind of dumb kid, yeah. Shout out to all the stupid kids out there. But so who's your blue belt under?
It's Lorenzo Faquelli.
And you got this in what year?
2015. Yeah, 2015.
So you got your blue belt before I got mine. I got mine in 16.
No
so
way.
You got your blue belt before me, bro. We got to get you up them grades, son.
Having a blue belt and just turning up to places and fucking around is the best feeling.
Because there's no pressure.
No one gives a shit. You get tapped by a white belt, who gives a fuck? You tap a black belt.
No, you can't get tapped by a white belt. Whoa,
they're like,
whoa,
wow.
Whoa. Blue belt. You can't get tapped by
blue belt. Just have
you can't get tapped by a white belt, bro. I don't care what belt you got. You can't get tapped by a white belt.
Sometimes you have to give a child a toy for them to come back to the game.
Well,
yeah, see that? That's what I'm saying.
I don't play with children, so you're like, well, I don't know what we're doing here.
I'm an instructor, you see. That's why I write books. Like my books are coming out soon.
Well, yeah, but your books are written
crayon. Call out to my books.
Your books are written in crayon, bro. I don't know about these books. We'll put the links below. You let me know what you think of these fucking books. But so you've done a bit of boxing and stuff too.
Yeah.
Any ambitions to fight or what?
Nah.
No.
I like being the annoying guy. I'll send you some footage of me pissing off some people.
Okay. Oh, okay. In what sense? What do you mean?
I like to smile at them and pretend nothing hurts me.
Oh.
And then I'll do like the. the Prince Nassim style shit.
I'm sure that works great.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking untouchable, mate.
Uh-huh.
I also fight southpaw, even though I am right-handed.
Okay.
So my jabs feel like they're really strong, but really my left is so weak. It's just
got
like.
Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again.
I do it with eye contact.
Yeah. don't ever do that one again.
So I like boxing now because it's so different from what grappling is. It's,
Yeah. I can relate because I did it the other way around.
Yeah,
right? I was
yeah.
boxing first.
And like what I also realize is like when you only do one thing, you kind of think that thing's overpowered. You go like, oh, if something happened, I just jujitsu them. It's like, not really. And a boxer's like, oh, if someone did that, I just punch him. It's like, not really.
You try. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you try. Yeah,
Try. And you maybe would punch him, right? But whoa, what's going on here?
that's me.
Is that us? We've got to wrap up early.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, Jesus, how long did we do? That's it.
Hour and a half almost.
Oh wow. Jeez, we ain't even got started yet. So well, we're gonna have to wrap it up here because
That's it.
Jay's got a Tinder date. So we got.
Oh yeah.
He's got to get out there with one of these like, unfortunate ladies who's 5'3"
6'2"
to 5'4" in the 6'2" range besides 12 feet. But maybe we'll revisit this, man, because we hadn't
There
even
you
got
go.
started and this was a good one. So I appreciate
we
you
talked a
doing
lot about stuff. We talked about martial arts,
Nothing
books,
constructive, but we spoke about a lot, yeah.
women.
Oh, Jesus, we're going to upset a few people here. Me and you are going to be single forever now on this one. Might have to nix this. But before we finish up, mate, I always have a bit of fun. I always ask people about football teams.
Mate, I don't play or watch or care. Brentford, because I'm.
Oh, see, Brent, I was going to give you a team. I was going to pocket it for you later.
Oh, here's
But you
Chelsea.
see, Brent, there you
Chelsea's
go.
so
Oh,
good.
Hey.
Nah, mate. Brentford.
Well,
From
Brentford. All right, mate. Well, we're doing episode 2 at some point. We'll get it in.
Why can't you
but-
talk about box? We're a martial arts and combat sports,
Well,
and
I
you
tie
don't
it
talk
in.
about anything to do with boxers.
Well, you've got like an alley cat waiting outside for you that we've got to get you out
I've
for.
got 10 minutes.
So, okay.
What you need to ask me about what martial artist I like.
Good. What
Or
martial arts do you like?
What's my favorite wrestler? It's Undertaker, but you know.
Jesus Christ. He likes WWE wrestling, and it's just a mystery why he's single. I don't get it. I'm fucking lost it. I'm lost it.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
The Rock.
The Rock. Oh, he's so basic.
What do you want?
So
You asked me a
basic.
question. What the fuck
The
you want?
Rock. Why The Rock?
Well, because he was the people's champ with the eyebrow and shit when I was 12. Oh no, sorry, when I was 11, because I stopped watching at 11. Do you know why I stopped watching when I was
Because it's
11?
fake. Oh yes. Oh.
Because I turned 12.
Okay. Don't watch anime.
Right.
Don't watch wrestling.
No.
This guy's doing. Mate, you need to
absolutely
not do
not.
this podcast.
Absolutely
You should
not,
do-
no.
You should do a football
No.
podcast.
Who was your favourite wrestler?
The Undertaker.
Okay, cool. So Undertaker was relevant, Stone Cold was relevant, Kane, Big Show. All these was around my time.
Yeah.
But you asked me who my favourite was, I got The Rock.
The Rock. All right, fair play. But The Rock kind of went mainstream.
But we still went martial arts, not fake fucking wrestlers. Do you know what I mean? What the fuck?
Fun fact. Pro wrestling came from catch wrestling because catch wrestling needed more income, so they made pro wrestling so they had more of an audience.
Well, if anyone's still awake and he hasn't put you to sleep yet, should we talk about MMA briefly before we finish up?
Go on, Ed.
Who's your favourite MMA fighter?
Okay.
Because they fight for real.
But they do they though?
Well, okay. Oh, Jesus. We're coming back on the next episode, guys. Keep tuned because we're revisiting. I want to talk about conspiracies because this crazy motherfucker's going to have some views for us. I'll tell you
Okay,
what.
my favorite fighter is definitely gonna be it's Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt. He's
You're
fat.
an old cat, you, aren't you?
He's fat. He can knock people out, and he does the walk away. And he's a chess champ.
Is he chest? I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
about that.
He's number one. He's 5%. I think
He's
he's
the
like
best chess player in his house.
he's
I can believe that.
he's 1% of the top chess players in the world.
I'm not having that. Sorry,
Mate,
No,
look him up. Look
no,
it up. Look
I'm
it
not-
up.
No, I won't
This
bother
guy's
with-
doing your martial arts sports podcast. Doesn't know about Mark Hunt's chess.
I don't know about Mark Hunt's chess. I've seen enough interviews with him where I go, that's enough for me. I'm good.
No, Mark Hunt, mate. Chess. Fucking sick. What about you? Who's your guy?
Who's my favourite martial artist or my favourite chess player?
No. Martial artist. Mark
My
Hunt's my
favourite-
favorite chess player.
Well, I said Mike Tyson earlier and you went...
No, but that's boxer.
Right,
What
my favourite MMA fighter ever. Tough. I mean, if I had to pick one, you narrowed it down, I'd say Khabib, just style-wise. I like Khabib.
okay, what about like from eras? Like what about the older era?
How old are we talking?
We're looking at like from the early 2000s to 2010.
GSP.
GSP.
GSP was the
It's
guy.
because he was all-rounder.
He was the guy that really got me into it. He was the first the first MMA fighter proper, because before that I was boxing, right? So I was like, I don't do that gay grappling stuff.
But the thing is, didn't he make it really... I think GSP came into this game and he just he made it boring.
But I liked his video. Like a lot of his training videos got me into it. So he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he
I
did
used to start
jiu-jitsu
watching
and
like the
stuff.
prime times and all the like countdown shows, and that got me into it to the point where I had to get up at 4 a.m. and watch his fights. So that dragged me in, and I used to like watching because he used to go gymnastics and he used to do this and he used to do Olympic lifting and he used to do all different sports, and I liked watching his things. So it kind of invested in me, and then I started watching it.
For him, I think he came in, and because he was such a good all-rounder, everyone became an all-rounder.
Yeah.
We don't have strikers and grapplers anymore, realistically.
No.
I think the last era of that was...
Here's the point though, because I think, and like, you know, where people say like the way MMA is now, like everyone's getting into MMA so it'd be better. I think you should have a base in something. I think you should have like a superpower, if you like, as a specialist.
But in a way, if you're putting in all your time into like grappling or striking, but someone's put in their time into being an all-rounder, they're normally really.
No, I get that. I think you should put your time into being all rounder, but like I think if you're starting as a kid, you should have a base in something. I don't really think it matters what it is, that you're just so good at it, and the rest of your game is good enough to usher them to your area. That's where I think, like, if you look at Pereira, you look at Anderson in his prime. You know, George St. Pierre, I know he was a well-rounded guy, but he was a blitzer. He used to take people down and he used to dictate where the fight was. And I think that's the way to go. Like Demetrius Johnson even. People go, well, he's a complete all-rounder. He was a wrestler first.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And I just go like...
What do you think your top thing is for MMA? What's the best base to have?
I'm a bit biased because of my style personally, but
Would you say boxing?
Wrestling.
Oh, wrestling.
Wrestling, yeah.
Ah, okay.
And I'll tell you why. Do you know Lubo?
Yes,
Kumbarov?
yeah.
So
right.
shout out
Fucking
Lubo. I've trained
Lubo's
under him
sick.
loads.
Yeah.
I've been to Bulgaria with him, did a massive amount of training with him in the day. And he's just fantastic, right? And like being around him and like being with him and watching other wrestlers, they're the best athletes I've ever seen, bar none.
Wouldn't you? I would argue for Sambo, but then Sambo is almost mixed martial arts in itself.
Yeah.
So I can't say Sambo. If we were looking at like a true base, I would have to say.
But even Sambo comes a lot from wrestling. They got a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, but
background.
like it's also like got striking or.
It has, but I
got-
mean, in terms of the guys, they're very wrestling heavy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you watch a
yeah.
Sambo match, the strike, you're not going to see anything
It's more
fantastic
judo.
in
It's
the
more
strike.
judo than it is
right.
wrestling.
But you're
right?
not going to see an awful lot of like fantastic striking. You're going to see striking with unbelievable grappling.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
unbelievable
And
wrestling.
enough striking. Do you know what I'm saying? Because look at Khabib, right? Khabib's the style. Chin Conor McGregor and drop Conor. Now I know he jumped up and whatever, but he only caught him because his wrestling was so good. Because
Yeah,
as soon as
he
he
could
flinches,
throw like a crazy
as
shot.
soon as he
and- yeah.
flinches, like Conor's so like,
Yeah,
everything's
yeah,
open.
yeah.
Like if they had a straight boxing match, it ain't going well for Khabib, is it? Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
Probably
Khabib's not a boxer. He's
Exactly.
he's an all-round martial
but he
artist.
still chinned him and knocked him
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But because it was like
yeah,
like
as soon as I'm looking for your leg, boom, have one of them. You know?
yeah. I think wrestling is like everyone talks about wrestling being the OP of it, but with seeing Pereira come up, like he's.
Yeah.
But then he's also like a phenom.
Yeah. And he's also, people say, oh, he's not a black belt. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
People can say what they want. What is he if he's not a black belt? He's got to be at least a good purple belt level, isn't he?
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So his grappling's good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? To stop.
I'd have to
enough.
agree with the wrestling thing. I think wrestling would be the
think it's
best
number
base
one.
to have for MMA.
Yeah, I do, massively. I just think it's insane level of athleticism too. Like when I was in Bulgaria with Lubo, after we trained, the classes, you know, it was hard training, but after we trained, there was a 6 to 9 year old boys class. And in their warm-up, they was doing backflips down the mat.
Yeah, but then Lubo was just showing us black flips and stuff. We were all
The
like,
most
yo,
athletic person you've ever come
he's
across.
what? He's like, is he 40 now?
Probably late 30s now, yeah.
Near 30s now, yeah. He must be edging 40.
I think he's about 5 years older than me, so probably like 38, 39, yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. Because like I remember when he was coming to us in Wave, we were like, that's the warm-up. That you want us to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's easy.
And for anyone who trains with me and they always go like, why are you doing that neck shit and rolling on my neck and stuff?
protect
That's
your
where
neck.
it came from.
Yeah,
But
your neck.
he taught me everything. It was coming from him. And like I was with him recently, maybe 3 weeks ago now as we sat here up in Lincoln where he lives, training.
Yeah. He's with the UFC team now, isn't he? Or did
He
have
was,
a-
that's gone away, the gym's closed.
Oh,
But that
shit,
was in
right,
Nottingham,
okay.
but he lives further north. But when I trained with him, even then, we did just one session. I did a podcast with him and all that kind of stuff. So check that one out, guys. But he's just getting a hold of him again. Now, bear in mind, he's smaller than me. Like when he grabs a hold, he's the strongest. He's just the strongest person you've ever felt.
Yeah.
And he'll say that he's not as strong as I think he is. It's just how he
technique,
does
you know,
it.
it's his technique, yeah.
But he's
Oh.
incredible. Like for anyone, you ever get the chance to train with Lubo, even if it's a one-off session, take
Get
it.
Lubo down,
Changed
man.
my whole
Lubo's-
grappling. I found him when I was a blue belt, and it changed my whole style completely. And because he sort of said to me, like, for me personally, like the way, however I move, however I do anything, he was like, wrestling's for you, so just do this. Cut all the nonsense, basically.
Lubo is very biased towards wrestling. He will make everything wrestling.
Of course,
based. He'll be
but
like-
it works.
But it's so effective.
So effective.
So effective. Like I think he should be black belt, but they probably got him a brown belt or something stupid.
He's not got a belt, but he's. I mean,
They said it was purple belt last time I met him.
I've never seen him. But I saw someone once in the gym try and give him a blue belt, and he was like, "Chill." He was like, "Chill, bro." But he's, listen. I've seen him, and again, I won't mention names on here, but I've seen him go with high level. If I said to you, you'd know the name.
I know.
Black belts,
Yeah.
who are way bigger than him, at least 20 kilos, and I've seen him tear him a new arsehole. So,
ragdolls them. He ragdolls.
absolutely ragdolls. He's just a phenom, absolute phenom.
But he's
four-time
also-
national champion.
His wrestling is smooth.
Smooth.
Fluid. You think it's
loose.
going to be all rough and you're all fucked up. No, it feels like nothing happened.
No.
You're just on the ground getting crushed. And
Incredible
you're like,
wrestler. Incredible
Oh,
wrestler.
yeah, I'm good.
Exactly.
I'll start.
One more thing before we finish. Rounds in MMA and rules. I'm a big advocate of when we scored a bout,
Yeah.
like One Championship do. Shout out One. I was at their show recently. Fantastic.
Nice.
They scored a bout as a whole. None of this points nonsense.
That's really cool.
Really great.
Yeah,
and I've been
yeah,
saying it for
yeah.
ages, and I didn't realise they did it. And I saw it there, and I was like, 100%.
That's how
they
you
scored,
should
They
do,
just
right?
scored a bout at the end. There's no points. At the end, they go, judge so-and-so scores the bout, unanimous decision, boom, this guy, boom, win. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
because they're not
That's
looking
how
at it as
fight is.
boxing, right? Like they're
Well,
boxing.
that to me is how fight. If me and you watch a fight together,
We're going to look at the whole thing. We're not going to look at it.
just watch it, no
Yeah.
scoring, just watch it. At the end of it, I go, Jay, who won that fight? You know who won that
Yeah.
fight, right? If it's close, all right, it's a draw or whatever. But to me, that's how you should score it. Yes or no?
Yeah, 100%. That's the way it should be.
And I'd get rid of rounds. I'd just have a 15-minute fight.
But that's what they used to do in the old days, right? And that was horrific.
Why?
It was boring.
Yeah, but it was boring because two reasons. Firstly, the rules were a bit shaky.
Yeah.
And secondly, the guys were shit. So, like, I think if you...
Did
tell
you
me
see
now.
Sakuraba versus Royce Gracie?
Yeah.
And that was an hour and a half.
But
and
they're
then
so one-dimensional, them guys. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, if you here's an example. If you had a fight now between... who's up? Like, okay, let's go Tom Aspinall
Yeah.
and John Jones if they get to fight.
right.
15-minute fight.
Nah,
Firstly,
15 minutes too long.
firstly, it ain't going 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But let's just play the game that it does. I think that'd be a great fight.
Not really, because they'd be so gassed by the middle. Like even like I'd say 5 minutes in, they'd be fucked.
I don't think they would. I think they'd be good.
They'd be gassed, and like that minute or whatever they get, they can like recharge. They can get a bit of advice or whatever. But if you gave them a 15-minute bout, like have you seen jiu-jitsu matches go on for 15 minutes?
But it's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. But still, you can see how gassed people are by the end.
But it's different because you can get up and you can move and you can strike and you can do your thing.
I think rounds are important, but if we made it a shorter match, that would be better.
You a communist, bro? What's going on?
100%.
Here? You like think we should be locked down? You was pro-lockdown, you weren't you?
Oh, mate, I was there.
Tell me, you was pro-vaccine.
I
You was definitely pro-vaccine.
Pro-vaccine, pro-lockdown, pro-government.
You still wear a mask?
yeah.
You had a mask on when I showed up.
I wanted 6 feet away.
Do you know what I mean?
But if we have a shorter match, say 7 minutes or 8-minute matches, that would be sick.
That's cool. I'm
Yeah,
for that.
And then it's like you have to push the action.
I tell you what, I wouldn't be against having a 5-minute fight, one round.
That would be
Go.
sick. That would be
Let's
really
have
wicked,
it.
yeah.
Because also on the back of that, you could have so many fights a year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? If John Jones was fighting, I don't know, 7-8 times a year because he's recovering.
That's what they did in the old Pride days, didn't they?
Yeah.
Then they have like tournament style. They had like whatever, and they had to batter each other, but save enough of themselves to fight another fight that
They used to
night.
have a 10-minute round and a 5-minute round.
Yeah.
So it was like...
5-minute round would be sick.
I'd like a
Imagine.
10-minute fight. 10-minute fight I think is good. I think 10 minutes is
10 minutes gives them enough time to like rest.
I
and
think 10
fucking-
minutes is good.
No, I want 5 minutes would be
Sprint.
sick.
Yeah.
Imagine how quick it would be.
Well,
Imagine
shorter rounds, there's something to be said because at one, the main events were Muay Thai fights.
3
now,
minutes, right?
3 minutes, and
Yeah.
now they didn't go that far, they got stopped. But the action's so hardcore. Like Liam Harrison, shout out Liam Harrison, he was he got stopped in the second round in his last fight.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's 3-3-minute rounds, non-title fight.
Fair
So
play.
mate, the action is like
Fair
they're
play.
having a fight. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
They can go because if you train yourself silly, you can fight hard for 3 threes. Right?
Yeah.
You can fight hard for 3 threes.
Yeah,
so the
yeah,
action
yeah.
is like bang on.
We need shorter rounds, and we need to maybe have one
Yep.
solid fight. Like maybe you have rounds. No. I think every fight should be short. But then it's
I do.
It's the name of the game, right? It's like they want it to be longer. It's the same as the gladiator thing. You go to the gladiator games to get drunk and to forget your problems. If each match is ended within 15 seconds, there isn't really a match.
But also think about how many, they wouldn't all stop, would they? Because the level's so high. But also think how many guys you could have on the card. Because if they fight more often,
But
you
then
could have
paying.
like, yeah, but you could have like 4 fights on the same thing. But you'd pay them less because they're fighting one round, essentially.
Yeah, but then that's fucked, right? Like they train still as hard as they would if they were fighting those rounds.
Yeah, but they're not
then
taking
the-
much damage.
Not really, because like if you have 5 rounds of 5 minutes, you can also pace yourself and like, blah 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 blah. if you have one round, both of you are coming in to kill each other in that 5 rounds because you don't have another round to come back to. I would say there'd be vastly more injuries fighting 1 round than there would 5.
Maybe
or
in the
3.
fights, but I understand what you're saying. But there wouldn't be so much wear and tear in camps.
True.
Do you see what I mean?
True, but you normally come into a fight with loads of injuries anyway.
Why? Because you're training so much.
Yeah,
And listen, I listen to some guys fight. Like, let's say, for example, you're fighting 3 5-minute rounds.
Yeah.
I hear people in gyms training. Oh, we did 8 rounds of sparring. Why? The fuck are you doing? The pace is off. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're fighting 3 5s.
Yeah.
Why are you sparring 8 5s?
Lomachenko and Golovkin also do much longer rounds. They do 5-minute rounds rather than 3. So they're prepared for when it goes into like this.
Floyd Mayweather used to just do like a 40-minute spar, no round.
Yeah,
and that makes sense too, because I think out of camp, it's good to just be in there. And like, if you're a swimmer, the more you're in the water, the more you're going to adapt to it. So I think there's a benefit to that too.
But then also sparring leaves you brain.
It
fucked.
does, but it depends how you're sparring. If you're Floyd and you're not getting hit much and you're slick and you're using sparring for you and not just trying to win, I think that plays into it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Sean Strickland's a good example in the UFC. They said they put the mouthpiece on him at the PI. Have you heard this?
No.
He was at the PI and they put a mouthpiece on it, tracks how many times you get hit.
Yep.
Now all he does, he says, is spar. He doesn't train, just spars.
Yeah.
And
I've
he gets
seen
hit
this.
less than anybody because he's just so used to it. Even if he's getting touched, he's slipping and sliding, and he's just so used to sparring. And here's another point, right? If you can only do one aspect of martial arts to get ready for a fight, what are you going to do? You're going to spar. Simple.
Since I started boxing, I was getting these like I thought I was getting headaches and stuff, but it was just like me being crazy because I would get quite worried about shit like this. I looked at VR sparring and it looked shit. It looked absolutely shit. But then Wonder Boy made a video about it and he said it's like if you use it as a way of like shadow boxing and conditioning, but if they could have like feedback, if they could have impact feedback, that could really negate a lot of the effects of sparring hard to get ready.
There is, but I think a lot of hipsters say you don't listen. As someone who's been in there, you have to spar.
It's different.
You
It's different.
fucking
Yeah,
have to
you
spar.
have
You
to
know all these
spar.
people, like Joe Rogan's one that says it doesn't, but the reality is Joe Rogan's not a fighter. Joe Rogan's just seen a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not a
yeah,
dig
yeah.
on him.
No,
It's just
no.
the reality. It's like if you, it's all right him saying, well, you don't need to do this, and I've seen this, and I've seen, but until you've been in there, like
There's
you
Max
have
Holloway.
to
Max
feel
Holloway
it.
talks about not sparring, but he also
But he's gone
says,
back to it now.
but he's also said that I can do this because I have so many years of sparring.
That's 2.
You can't go from never doing it to just doing VR shit
no
and then
way.
trying to fight.
No way.
You get ended because
Yeah,
the first time you get hit and you see the guy, he's gonna fuck
That
you
reaction's
up.
different.
You're
But
like-
also, when you get hit, you react.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
how you react that applies the next punch and the
Yeah.
next punch. If you've been VR'd and I got vibrated,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
You're like, oh, I can
You've
keep my
got
eyes
to know
open
to move the right way. And Max Holloway's also gone back to sparring, isn't he?
Yeah,
Robbie
yeah.
Lawler was the famous one. He didn't spar, and then he moved to American Top Team, won the title when he started sparring hard again. You know what I mean?
It's longevity. Longevity freaks me out a lot because we are, at the end of the day, we are battering our bodies.
Yep.
And then one day we will be 50 or we'll be 60 or whatever. I want more fighters to live a better old age.
Yeah. But I think there's more around it.
Yeah, but you are also, that's the sacrifice you make to be in professional sports.
That's what I was going to say to you. You got
Yeah,
you pick your
suck it
battles.
up, suck it
if
up.
you're going to do
Yeah.
this, you got to take them consequences because it is what it is. You can't go into it and expect to have the same damage as a tennis player. You're not a tennis player.
But tennis players are fucked themselves. Their hips, their hands, they're
Right, but not the brain,
one-sided.
right? Different.
Yeah, not their brains. But like if you look at American football players, you look at rugby players, they know the sacrifices they'll make. Best example is Ronnie Coleman. When Ronnie Coleman's interviewed, he says he's at a pain of 9 or 10 every day, all day. They're like, would you do it again? He's like, in a heartbeat.
100%, yeah.
And it's like, if you don't have that, you can't be a fighter.
That's
You
what
can't
you're
do
getting
it professionally.
That's what
do
you're
it
getting
professionally.
into. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, I don't spar. Well, then you're not fighting. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's as simple as that to me. But there's, there's a lot of like people that have got an opinion on it that have never fought, and that's when you go, fuck,
Shut
do
up.
you know?
Yeah, shut
what the
up.
fuck do you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Do you know
Like,
what I mean?
don't talk to us or talk to professionals if you've never done it. Like, I'm not a professional, but I am also training all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If a professional was there and he said this is what he wants to do, I would not say anything. That's their decision. What I say with peers and stuff, that's different. But if a fighter said, this is what I want to do, I'd be like, all the support, I'll help you. I know their life isn't going to be great after, but that's on them.
Yeah, and also I think there's more you can do around it. If you're getting the correct rest, you're using your brain. Like George Foreman was big for this. He said after he rests, he does like crosswords. He does things to activate his brain. He used to do this catching thing on the wall. It was simple, but it just made his brain work.
Yeah.
And I think there's elements of that too.
There's balance. There's keeping yourself and like doing stuff that isn't all just fighting, like playing a musical instrument, dancing, fucking.
Keep
like,
your brain working.
Yeah.
And also, like after, if me and you have a fight and we go out, like there's a vast difference if you after the fight go home and sit and chill with the family and relax and eat good food. I go to a nightclub, get pissed out my brain, and I go on a 4-day bender. It's a completely different
Alcohol
thing.
will shrink and fuck up. This is so. One day with Turtle Massage, what I want to do is I want to run a fighters retreat, which win or lose, you get put into different camps. So if you lose, you go to a different camp. If you win, you go to a different camp.
You go to Camp Loser.
No. As in you can't mix the winners and losers together because it will be too tough.
Yeah.
So it's like if you lose, you go like yoga. You have like silence. You stay off social media because if you got a highlight reel of a knockout, you're fucked. People are.
But it should probably be like that, win or lose.
Yeah,
Just a little time to.
And that's the same thing with win or lose. You kind of stay off social media. You go to this retreat. You do your massages. You get yoga. You get breath work, and you just center yourself for like 2 days, and then you go back to the world and deal with the shit that you have to deal with. Because I think what fighters do is they lose or they win, they go straight back to the gym, and that's when they're injured. That's when they get knocked again. That's when they get their ankles broken.
I've spoken about that on here before. I'd fight on a Saturday night and go training Sunday morning.
Yeah,
like less than 12 hours.
Loads of people do it.
It's
Loads
not
of
clever,
people.
You know?
Take the day off. I know a lot of you using it for your mental health. A lot of us have, but you have to.
You have to, and also I'd say this with training too. When beginners get into it, how many times I've seen white belts come to like class and they go, "Oh, I've just started. I'm training 5 days a week. I'm going to do this blue belt." It's like, bro, train once.
Blue belt in 6 months. No.
It's like to me, I just go. You should train, go home, rest.
Yeah.
When you feel good again, come back.
Yeah.
Even if that's once a week to start with, that won't be once a week forever because you'll build it and your body will get a tolerance. But go home and relax and come back when you want to come back. Don't
I
force
used to
yourself to the
shake
gym.
after class because I had so much adrenaline.
Mate, I've done sessions where I've forced myself lunchtime, evening. By Wednesday, I'm dead. I'm not learning anything, right? I'm not learning anything. I'm the guy in class looking at the fucking ceiling.
Yeah, you're just like, is it sparring?
And then you get through at the end of the week and you're like, yeah, I trained jiu-jitsu fucking 10 times this week. And there's guys in there that have started at the same time as you. They train 3 times a week. And they're giving you hard rounds.
Because they're learning.
And they're recovering.
Yeah.
When they come back, he's fresh and he's excited to be there. I'm so over it. It's like...
By the end of the week, you're like,
Yeah, so to me, just go train, go back when you want to go back. Yeah. Don't worry about all this, first in, last out shit.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work. That's it. It does not work. But... I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
right?
Squeeze the neck, everyone.
Yeah, squeeze the neck. I really appreciate you doing this, mate. And we'll definitely get a round 2 in at some point, mate.
We'll do.
I always finish with the fists up like this. Squeeze the neck.
Boom! That's it.